What is up, you beautiful people? This is Gary Horne. This is the NWA live stream, and here we are on YouTube. It's so good to see you. And we're, of course, here to represent the past, present, future history, legacy, and tradition of the greatest pro wrestling industry of all time, the National Wrestling Alliance. And so many people are on this screen. I can't even keep up.
We need 3 more to make this the Brady Bunch. I need them up here. All I need here, team no sleeves. None of us sleeves. You guys, sleeves. Doesn't look right. Work on that.
I've been told by the office the only person that actually matters that's here is Miss Angelina Love. So thank you for being here, Miss Love.
Can I say the no pun intended thing, because you started right off the bat with beautiful people, and I was like,
oh, I didn't even think about that. That is so weird that I didn't even notice that. That's great point. That's totally why I did that. I never say that.
Because you totally had that planned, of course.
Yeah, it was planned. You also see Kyle and Will up there, and Danny Dealz is here, and Joe Galli is grilling.
I'm the grill master, baby. We're going to make this a cooking show now.
What are we grilling tonight, Joe?
Today we're doing a nice selection of seasoned turkey burgers and chicken breast skewers with cream cheese and jalapeno on the inside. It's a very simple recipe that'll only take you a few minutes to put together. But on a hot summer day like we're having here in San Antonio, this is going to be the perfect thing for you, your family, the kids. Everyone's going to love and enjoy this right here. It's just healthy and delicious as it goes.
The reason I'm laughing is because Joe has been out of the broadcasting news business for about a month now, and you can just tell he's dying to do location shoots again.
I just want to have a cooking show.
Popping up right now. I feel like the weather's going to be at the bottom of the screen. More to come at the top of the hour. This is fantastic.
Yeah, Uncle Tony, you gotta watch. Joe Galli was such a seller on this whole grilling thing. You sounded like you when you're pumping the deals.
Yeah, I know. Well, of course.
I learned from the best. Danny.
That's right. And you notice the deal machine is wearing the Velvet After Dark shirt, which is in stock, which is shipped out and I'm almost out of, but I still have a little bit left. Will, what do you got on right there?
I've got the throwback. This is the NWA. When it used to be called the NWA before it was the MCWA, like it is now. So this is the throwback logo in gold.
Yeah, and Joe's got the inverted shirt. Oh, we just went off the screen, of course. Typical. Now, there he is. Look at that inverted shirt. It's amazing. And even though he's got the jacked HBK cut going on. And, of course, Gary, you have not put over enough that we have probably one of the greatest wrestlers to ever emanate from the continent of North America, Angelina Love, in her bottom screen here. You just have not. Do people know?
Oh, keep going.
Oh, okay. Well, I thought I expressed that we were happy, and I'm seeing in the chat.
Oh, look. You come prepared. There we go.
Yeah, there it is.
Kind of a big deal. I mean, making your in-ring debut in the National Wrestling Alliance, you seem like you're all here. We just saw you, all over the programming, and I gotta ask you, what's it like to be part of the NWA now?
Oh, it's so fun. It was like when I got to go do my first shows there, it was like I've been in a lot of locker rooms, and at this point, being in the business as long as I have been, in as many locker rooms as I've been in, I just love good vibes, cool people, just a nice work environment. And I got all those vibes times 10 being at NWA, because it was like I got to work with guys that I worked at Deep South with, developmental, like
a photo
15 years ago. We had to get a photo, because I'm like, oh my gosh, like what are the odds, like 15 years later, a large chunk of us would be working together again? Like, it was so cool. There's Ring of Honor guys that I was just working with last year, and Impact people, and Deep South guys. And it was just the best. It made my little Canadian heart so happy.
Well, I mean, we're happy to have you be a part of everything. And also you get the little fun little benefit of working with your bestie. You get to work with Velvet now. And even though sometimes it does feel like maybe there's something a little off there, maybe you should have a little bit better communication when you decide to do some things with people she likes, but that's beside the point. Putting that out there.
We go way back. We know how to handle things. And it's no big deal. Kyle, don't make a big deal where there's no big deal.
Yeah, I'm just talking about having a nice locker room, and now you found the shit disturber.
Me? No, I'm just gonna have a drink here and move on.
Dealz, you can't curse until 8 p.m.
Oh, son of a biscuit!
Is that legit?
No.
Oh, okay.
That's not legit.
I will tell you what, though, that Velvet After Dark shirt, I got to watch that be filmed from behind the cameras, and I was on the floor with the hilarity of it. And just how I know Velvet when she gets all like, Velvet After Dark. I'm just like, girl!
Is there a possibility we can see a Love After Dark, possibly maybe in the near future?
I mean, it fits, doesn't it?
I would say so. I think
If
the fans would like that.
If that happens, I'm going to have to break this out. I found this because I knew you were going to be on the show today.
I'll
I
have to
still
have a
have-
900 number. Like
No, I
going
still have
across the
my-
bottom of the screen.
I still have my shirt.
Oh my gosh, I think I still have mine too. That's amazing.
We're going to have to wear it.
Amazing.
That so
I love when we would do that stuff like day of. Just
Yes.
have to make things for the show that night, and it always turned out to be the greatest little things.
Yeah. You made those shirts, did you not?
Did I?
I think you and Jolene made them the day
Oh
of.
yeah, because they were just
Like
regular
an hour
shirts,
before.
and then we got like puff paint or something like that and did it. Yep, real creative over here.
I wasn't thinking that Kyle was trying to stir anything, but now he's trying to pitch a version of Velvet's show to Angelina. So that you do seem like you're trying to cause some problems, Kyle.
Listen, I don't mean to. Usually, I can tell you this much. Usually, I'm a little imbibed while I'm doing this program right now. I'm not. So this is just me doing my best. I'm just sorry if it's being misconstrued, if people are thinking that there's some sort of ulterior motives. Let's face it, chaos does cause ratings, but that's beside the point. I want everybody to be friendly. I love our locker room too, and I love friendship, and I'm happy that your friend hasn't lost their mind like my friend Sal Renaro has. So don't let her join a cult and you'll be okay.
Listen,
feels
we've
weird
been,
when you
we've
go
been
into-
doing this for a good 15 years, and I think for any women to remain friends that long, work together that long, and still have a bright future ahead of them, I think we'll be okay. No matter
Perfect.
what. No matter what.
Now, I will. Well, I was just going to say, I was watching Powerrr this last week, and it was interesting, I have to say, that Velvet seemed a little surprised that you escorted the Dirty Sexy Boys to the ring in their match against the Miserably Faithful. And I don't know, is that not something you discussed ahead of time, or do you know anything? Like, what's the relationship there?
Oh, it's okay when he brings this up, but when I bring it up, I'm a shit stirrer. Cool. Good talk. Good talk. Good
Yeah,
talk.
that was literal pot stirring right there. Yes, that was just way more direct. Well, I mean, there was like it's new and fresh. And I mean, the Dirty Sexy Boys, the beautiful people, does that not seem almost like it had to gravitate towards each other very quickly? I mean, was there anything wrong with that, really?
Velvet
No.
just seems like she has a thing for Dango, and there was a brief moment where you guys got a little close, and I don't know. It was just.
But I did that. I stopped.
Okay. All right. Fair
No.
enough. So that's I didn't know if there's girl code like there's guy code,
It's risky business with just beautiful people everywhere. Pun intended.
I gotcha.
That's the curse that you have when you're a beautiful person.
It's
is you've
such
got
a
this animal. It's the animal magnetism that's going to try to combine you with somebody else of this equal caliber of gorgeousness. And she's in the ring with Dirty Dango. I mean, it's the gravitational pull there. It's just going to cause two planets to collide. And
Well, Joe, when it was when Velvet and I was doing the commentary with you, we almost set the whole commentary table on fire.
That's true. Red hot.
Yeah.
God.
Hot
I
as
cannot
this grill.
imagine. I can't imagine what goes through people's minds when they are watching this right now and they see the transition from Angelina Love to Joe Galli, like on the screen here. It's just gotta.
It's fitting.
That side move is just it's really adding a lot to the.
Make it jump, Joe. Make it jump.
Never has a
Joe
play.
Galli no one's seen yet, because I'm glad we're doing it tonight. If it is.
Oh,
it's just for
this
you,
is
honey.
real life Joe Galli. This everybody who's gotten to experience him at any level past the broadcast. This is the real deal here. Watch
Anybody
out.
who's watched this show has seen this Joe Galli, but people that don't probably haven't.
Dave, yes, but I didn't want to be, slightly off during this. So I knew we were going to have a special guest, and I wanted to give my best presentation. to Angelina Love here because let's face it,
Where are
when you
your
got
drugs,
talent on the
Kyle?
show.
You're not fun unless you're on the drugs, Kyle.
And I did see some BP love coming up on the comments there while I was talking. I just want to tell everybody, thank you. We love you. Thank you.
Yeah, there was beautiful people love in there, and even some requests I saw, like somebody saying they want to see like you step in the ring with someone like Kenzie Page. So that's an interesting idea. When you came to the NWA, you walked in. Obviously, I imagine that you've got something on your mind, goals in mind. Do you have somebody in particular you'd love to step in the ring with, or is there something you're targeting right now as you enter the company?
Well, that was cool about Kenzie. It was Kenzie and Mickey that we did, that I was at commentary for. But I mean, like, I like to shoot straight for the top all the time. You know what I mean? Like, me and Camille would be dope.
So
I think you just give her the title. She's a better
representative. NWA, but I think we're hearing it right now that you just want that championship. And I got to be honest with you, I don't know if you've been paying attention to the brand before you became part of it, but throwing your name out there and challenging Camille might not end well. I just want to put that out there.
I already did it on Twitter and I tagged her. So what's up?
But Twitter's not real life. But you know what is real life?
It's
the
not?
NWA live stream. You put it right there right now. So now this matters. You're on point now.
Yeah,
I don't
and
think
totally stand by it.
Nobody's going to doubt your credentials, Angelina Love. But I mean, Camille is just, I mean, that is a big undertaking, just like right off the bat. Just
now, Angel's had a championship everywhere she's been. Am I correct?
Yes.
Why am I so big on the screen? Get me out of here.
I thought you were going to talk for a while.
Like leaned in too. Yeah, I mean, let's not forget. Like, I have wrestled Awesome Kong. I mean, I can't even remember how many times, and defeated her. So, and you know, Maria Manic, I had to wrestle her in Ring of Honor, and she threw me around the entire building. So I do know, you know, my capabilities. I've been 22 years in this business. At this point, I should know my capabilities.
It's true. I would never. You don't make money betting against Angelina Love. So that's
damn right.
Yeah, there we go.
Joe, how them turkey burgers coming?
The burgers are going just fine. Now, the trick is with these chicken kebabs that we've got going here is we've got the bacon on the outside, and that's going to cook a lot faster than what you're actually going to be cooking the internal temperature of the chicken as well. And you don't want to give yourself salmonella. So the trick is to kind of get a nice char going on that bacon so it has that nice crispy bite to it. And then you're going to want to turn the heat nice and down to maybe its lowest setting and let it sit there from somewhere between 6 to 7 minutes. That's going to cook off all the impurities, everything in there. It's going to make sure the cheese is melted. It's going to make a perfect bite for you and your family at home.
Joe,
make sure you don't get sour.
I'm sold.
I used to have to do these cooking segments when I worked for Hard Rock Cafe. They'd send me around the country and I'd do the morning shows. So I'm laughing my ass off because that is exactly the way I would present this stuff. So Joe, I'm loving you right now. I am loving you.
That's the only reason I watch the morning news is for the weather and I want a cooking segment. Those are the only two things. I don't care. I don't want to hear about the overnight shooting that happened at some bar because there was some beef between two gangbangers. No.
I do want to hear about the beef that's being cooked on that grill.
Yeah.
I mean, this chicken with the cream cheese, whatever you got going, it sounds amazing. It really does.
Very simple to make.
I kind of wish I had some right now.
I'm going to slide into the DMs and send you my recipe. You won't
regret it.
Oh,
boy. You guys didn't tell me the show was so scandalous before I came on here.
Scandalous? I'm just making dinner. It's not my fault food's sexy.
And side move, I mean, it's oozing. It's oozing in San Antonio, let me tell you.
my boobs are oozing. Okay, that was
Joe did text me earlier today, and he said, "I'm gonna be on tonight with a really spicy surprise." And I was like, "Well, Dealz texted me and said that Angelina Love's gonna be on. So is it spicier than that?" And turns out it's close.
No, nothing spicier than Angelina. Come on now.
Yeah. This is really weird. All right. Well, I will say really quickly, too, just for everybody who's been asking if we can, if you can't be here live to watch us right now, we are going to start having this show on our podcast, the original podcast. This is Pro Wrestling. I'm going to start putting it there till we get the NWA thing set up. So this is Pro Wrestling at TIPW Show. You can find that on anywhere you can get podcasts. So check that out. It'll go up shortly after we wrap up tonight. But I just
real
to throw
quick.
that out there for people.
Real quick, the Deal Machine has made a code for 15% off on the
right.
website. It is NWA Fam 2, the number 2, because apparently I've used NWA Fam before. It wouldn't let me do it. So 2, because it's the second time I did it. So put that on the screen somewhere, right?
And what
so
kind of deal is it, Danny? What do we
15% off,
get?
Daddy. 15% off.
15% off.
I got all kinds of, you know all the bundles I got. I got the shirt bundle. I got the pin bundle. I got the poster bundle. I got new shirts. I got all kinds of stuff. Still got a couple of those Cardona shirts left with the 8x10 personal friend of the Deal House. I don't know if I told you that. Also, Maddie is wearing this Carneyland hat. You know, I activated all the Carneyland merchandise too, and I discounted it. Huh? How's that grab you?
I was going to ask you if that was Taven behind you.
Yeah, but that's Maddie. That's Mini him. Yes, Mini Maddie.
Mini Taven.
Yeah. He speaks only to me, but yes. So yeah, Carneyland hat. Here, let's put that out there. There we go.
All right. Well, there you go. So it's nationalwrestlingalliance.com/shop. Use promo code NWAFAM2 for 15% off. I almost sounded like Kyle Davis for just a second.
Just a second. So while we have her here, why don't we ask her some more questions? Angel, what do you think about? Did you see that Taya Valkyrie has a match at the pay-per-view with is it Markova? Yeah, Will, is that right? Yeah. What do you think about that?
I actually just saw that yesterday. What do
you think about that? Taya coming in and trying to maybe take one of the spots in the on the roster. Look at that.
I was a little surprised, but you know, us little fellow Canadians, we have our little connections. So I think that's probably going to be a very hard-hitting female match at Always Ready.
Just a tinge.
Yeah.
Just a tinge. I think it'll be a little stiff skis.
Connection. We've got the Canadian connection possibly happening here. I love the international, even when it's just connected on a border here. I mean, let's face it. Is there anybody in the NWA other than the women's champion Camille that you are looking forward to facing in that ring or interacting with in one way, shape, or form? You already said you want the title, but somebody who's not the champion.
Well, Mandy and I got to wrestle the Hex. They came to Ring of Honor last year. So that was fun. And then, Mickey and I go way back. We go way back. We did the house show circuit with TNA. So she's always fun to work. But that's what's really cool is like when you work in a company for an extended period of time, you get in a bubble, right? You're always working the same people. So it's cool to then come to a new locker room and have new people that you're able to wrestle. Like Tootie, when I wrestled Tootie, I have gotten in the ring with her to help train a little bit a few months ago. So her and I being able to just go right at it at NWA, that was very cool.
Now, if you're really going to stir the pot, Kyle, but here's an idea for you as well.
Are we going to make
your former tag team partner, Velvet Sky, she does have a Champion Series title opportunity at any championship that she chooses. And theoretically, she could join forces once again with the Beautiful People and challenge the Hex for those NWA Women's Tag Team Championships. I'm just saying, it's a possibility. It's out there.
Well, I don't even think we need to say former tag partner, because if you see, we still do stuff together all the time. So it's like 15 years later, like we're still tag team partners.
I keep on hearing people talk about me stirring the pot here, but Joe Galli's trying to get rid of his broadcast partner and put her in the tag team division with you here. I mean, I think that's scandalous of its own right.
See, this is what I think is going to happen, Kyle. Everybody's going to stir the pot, but then I'll blame it on you.
Yeah, that's perfect. I'll take the fall. That's what leadership does.
That does happen a lot, actually. It does.
Have you been reading our emails?
But yeah, Joe, I don't know if Velvet would be stepping in the ring anymore. But I mean, and Uncle Tones, I mean, things always get stirred up with Beautiful People around. That's our MO.
Yeah, just a little.
Fun.
Well, since you're so tight, I mean, yeah, if she's not going to step in the ring, then I'd say that's a quick hop, skip, and a jump right to the match of your dreams that you just mentioned earlier.
Yeah, maybe she can just slide it over to you. It's a gift.
Could work.
It's like a coupon code that I just laid down for the people.
It's true.
NWA Fam 2, number 2.
All right, now I feel obligated to throw it back up on the screen.
There it is. You got to tell them. You know, it's like radio. You got to hammer away at the station, whatever the hell it's called. I forgot. It's been a long time.
All right.
You gotta get the station ID out, man.
That's it. There it is.
All right. Who else has questions for Angelina Love?
Let's go to the chat. Let's see what the chat has to say about this.
Let's go.
Everybody in the chat is just saying hi, Angelina, stuff like that.
Hi.
Oh, that's nice.
As that me being
How
sober, I
polite.
realize that you're very abusive to me. That's upsetting.
Everybody in the chat has just been being like, "Oh, it's Angelina Love. Oh, Angelina Love."
see
They're
the
like, they're
chat.
surprised. Never has a person been more out of place than all of us with her. It's just sad.
Hi. Yep.
Hi, everybody. Hello. Hi.
Well, I mean, there's no questions on here. Let's use this as a platform. Angelina, you have all the fans here. Just, if there's something you wanted to share, something that's been boggling the mind here, something that you just need to really just convey to the universe, now's your chance. Here's an open forum. Run with that ball.
Well, I mean, since, this is an NWA thing, is everybody loving seeing the beautiful people technically reunited in NWA?
I love it.
Oh, yeah.
I don't see how anybody can
Are we
complain
happy
about
to
that
see
unless
that?
they're blind.
Yeah.
And did anybody have a problem with me coming out with the Dirty Sexy Boys? Did anybody see that as being
Oh, no.
a
No, that was
thing?
great.
Anything more than it was?
I didn't.
I heard Velvet. She seemed a little distraught. Sometimes she wants a taste of the candy, and it seemed like you got it first. Just putting that out there. Don't know what happens.
There was no tasting.
Okay, that's good. That's good. It was,
That didn't
it was
happen.
really a visual thing there. Gotcha. I mean,
Yeah.
Get your mind out of the gutter, Kyle.
concept in the locker room where Velvet starts feeling that maybe you're poaching on her wants and things like that. I think Tom Latimer is one of the best eye candies in the business here. If you start doing that, Camille's going to come after you. You already said you want a title, then you start eyeballing. I'm just letting this
I thought
roll.
you were about to hit on Tom
Try to get you
Latimer.
into trouble.
Oh my gosh.
Are you
Did
sure you ain't eating
subscribe
them
to Tom
alcohol
Latimer's
gummies again?
OnlyFans?
I'm not. Those alcoholic gummies were delicious, but not as good as the other ones.
All right.
Yeah, I
Bobby-
didn't catch all the drama because I usually mute commentary unless Idol's there, and he was not there for that one, so I didn't hear all the cheers.
What kind of sociopath are you?
Well, there was a question in the chat wondering, Angel, if you want to wrestle Kylan King.
Yeah, that'd be dope. That's just like I was saying. That's another thing. Like, what's awesome about being in a new locker room is the new people. So yeah, absolutely, Kylan would be awesome. We've never wrestled before. That was actually, the first time we met at the last taping. So for sure, Kylan King would be great.
I think since Velvet's been there, one of the things people wanted to see was the beautiful people. That was always like in the back of everybody's mind. Like, are we going to see more? And
and not to get sentimental here, but just the fact that we've been TBP. Like this year is like TBP 15. Because we kind of really debuted December 2007. So to us, it will never be those a-holes where we're like, of course everybody knows who we are. Of course they love us. I just don't, unless you guys can tell me otherwise, I don't think any female act has gone on as long as we have and still been doing the damn thing for 15 years. And please tell me if I'm incorrect, but that always means, so much to us that 15 years later, no matter what company we work for, and one of us is here and one of us is there, or we're together here, people still want to see it. And we still have so much love and support, and people who are like, oh, we've just followed you for so long. That'll never not mean something to us. I want everybody to know that.
I think you're right. The Jumping Bomb Angels were only around for a decade, so you definitely have that beat.
Yeah, and still doing things like conventions and stuff like that. We rarely even do conventions separately. We're always booked together. So just the fact that it's still a draw and people still want to see that. And we never had the WWE machine behind us, right? So we even mentioned that on our own podcast, that being just the right time and the right place and the right people, when we started doing the thing in TNA was when it was so hot, and we're we thoroughly pride ourselves on being household names without having that WWE machine behind us.
I mean, you just mentioned not having the machine behind it. Do you feel like you've actually had a lot more joy in your career because you haven't had that pressure put upon you to be something you're not? You've kind of been able to be yourselves and get that persona that is close to you to be what's presented to the people?
Yeah, because I mean, like, I literally was with WWE, left, got released, and then went straight to TNA, and then was able to do all the things that I wanted to do that I was not able to do in WWE. And so many people saying to Velvet and I, like, you know, oh, we would have loved to have seen the beautiful people in WWE. And it's like, yeah, if we would have been able to have been ourselves, but like, we probably would not have been able to have acted the way that we did and done what we did, because we would have been so controlled. Most likely we would have been so controlled that we couldn't have been us, and us being us is what made everything so believable, you know? So
have you ever given thought about what crazy fake ass name you'd have to take that's not Angelina Love when somebody wanted to trademark that?
Oh, yeah. No.
I know that just got like, too real there where you're like, oh God.
Yeah, no, couldn't even. I mean, and we were honestly very surprised when we did get our names, because, you know, we did not go into TNA with those names. We were horrified when we got our names. Horrified. Oh my God, I remember the phone call. I had to call Velvet and tell her because she wasn't coming in until the next day. It took a minute to absorb the names, because we were just like, what?
I don't mind me prime. This is the stuff I enjoy. This is where I'm like, oh, like we can all talk about this, that, and whose ass you want to kick and everything like that. But I like getting down and dirty and finding out who people really are. And so that's really what this is.
Yeah, well, she did not like it right away.
I can tell you how it went the night it happened if you want to know. It was okay, yeah. So I didn't. When I went from my WWE contract to my TNA contract, I was like, I am not in a rush to sign this. So, because, you know, a WWE contract is like thick as a dictionary and alphabetized.
Yeah.
And my TNA contract was like,
copy and paste.
Right. It was like not, I didn't know what to expect, but I was a little like, coming from a WWE contract. So I didn't sign it right away. But I was doing the November 2007 pay-per-view. It was like me versus Gail versus Roxy versus ODB. And I remember sitting in makeup, and my contract was basically like brought to me on a clipboard. And they were like, you need to sign this if you want to do the pay-per-view tonight. And I was like, oh yeah, I guess I have been here for 2.5 months, but I didn't sign yet. I should probably sign it. It's fine. But then that's when like the names came. And JB had actually pulled me aside. He was the one to bring, because like Vince Russo always called me like Angela. Like I was every other name but my name. So I just figured like when everybody just all of a sudden one day was calling me Angelina, I was like, oh, it's nickname day again. Now I'm Angelina. Okay. And he had told me that, you know, they wanted to change the names because I had already been in WWE as Angel Williams, and Talia Madison was already. So they wanted to have something TNA specific. And I was like, I don't remember being involved in this conversation at all. Like, sure would have loved to have had a say in my name. And JB basically was like, yeah, we changed your names. And I was like,
what?
Like, okay. And to what? And then they told me, you know, like, you're going to be Angelina Love. And I was like, what? like I was like, Love? Like, you couldn't have even picked Smith.
At least you didn't have to paint your face red and start telling everybody you love them while wearing a white suit.
Yeah, let's not even go there. But like, so Love, I was like, oh, that's so corny. I didn't tell him that, but that's what I thought in my head. I was like, Love, that's like so cheesy. Like, that's the best you could come up with. But then they thought Angelina was like real creative because Angel was still in Angelina, and they were like, perfect fit.
Nailed it.
I was like, so my name is Angelina Love, and like that's it. There's no like discussion about this, and they're like, no graphic is made. That's what. And I was like, and then I go, what's Talia's name? And then he told me Velvet Sky, and I know her, and I was like, like I was like, oh my God, like Velvet Sky. I thought Angelina Love was corny. Like what? So, anyways, that night. I call her after the pay-per-view, and she was already like on the latest flight out of Hartford. And I told her, and she was
Connecticut.
Can I swear on here?
Sure.
Sure, why
Yeah,
the fuck?
like F-bomb swear.
Yes. I mean, the further along it goes, we're definitely going to do it. So,
Yeah.
Okay, so it's after the pay-per-view, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, I have to call her and tell her that she is coming tomorrow, and she is no longer Tally Madison, and she also had no say in her name. So in the Spring Airport, and I told her my name, and she was just like, oh my God, like this is all like, oh my God. She's like, what's my name? And I was like, it's Velvet Sky. Velvet Sky. Your name is now Velvet Sky. And it was just silence, like radio silence. And then she goes, what the fuck? That's it. She goes, what the fuck? Velvet Sky. She's like, what the fuck is a velvet sky? What is a velvet sky? I can't be velvet sky. Velvet sky. Who the fuck came up with this name? Where's the idea? Like, just and I was like, and I just had her on speaker, and I was like, I know. Oh my God, our names are terrible. They're awful. But we can't change it. This is what it is now. I don't even know. Very upset. Like, it was
In retrospect, though, don't you ever find it amusing that something that you were so begrudgingly having to accept is something that you've now made a name for yourself with, and that it's become something synonymous with you?
100%. And we laugh about it all the time. Like, remember how much we hated our names? And I don't know what it was, but just over time, we just grew to love them. And I don't even know how we grew to love them, but we just did. It just makes sense. Like, Angelina Love, like, of course, that is my name. No issues. Velvet Sky's trademarked it. You know what I mean? It's like, we're good. But at first, I don't know what it was. I think because maybe we had just been our other names for so long, and we also did not know they were changing our names, and we had no say in the matter whatsoever. It was a lot. It was a lot at the time. And just like Love and Sky, we were just like, guys, you couldn't have gone any more creative than that. No.
That was the height of creativity.
Right. We were like, we would have taken like Angel Smith and Talia Smith or something, you know what I mean? Like, we just thought they were, we just thought they were that awful. But I'm so glad it was not that awful.
Well, it's a testament to you that, yeah, it's a testament to you that now this is, and what I love about this too with you guys is that you are coming from, you know, I'm not trying to like age us out here, but the internet hasn't always been as conductive to building a persona as it is right now. And I know there's a lot of companies right now, but you guys started out in a time when, you know, the WWE was it, or it was kind of nothing. And still to this day, everybody knows.
Me and Kyle were there
too.
Yeah, we know. I call it the dark ages
Love
of the independence. Yeah. No.
Yeah. Hey, I still miss the Declaration of Independence website from up in New England there. What a horrible website that was when that started. But no, I completely understand where you're coming from on that, because
and now
I broke in just after that, and it was a very, very different landscape on everything. Yeah. And then you talked about, you know, once you're at a place for X amount of time, you meet so many people. I'm guilty of the same thing with Ring of Honor, where I broke in, made it a name for myself under something else. When you see these people and then you kind of have a moment to look back and be like, I can't believe we're all still around and we made it here, or we're in this place or in that, or anything like that. And the internet did exist at the time, but let's face it, not everybody did.
Yeah, it was MySpace and Messenger.
I couldn't take pictures with my cell phone. I couldn't do anything like that. The dirt sheets were what they were. And nowadays it's
more of a thing. Social media wasn't a thing really at that time. Like, I didn't even get on. Yeah, it was MySpace. Yeah, I didn't even get on Twitter until 2011, and I very begrudgingly got on Twitter because I don't like to jump on immediate fads. I like to ride them out. So yeah, it was just like we were finding out like what the ratings were and how good the knockouts were doing. Like when a dirt sheet announced like what the ratings were when they found out. So it was like social media was like not even a thing, and we weren't
nothing.
MySpace was it, but it wasn't like Twitter where you're constantly posting and all the things. It was like a way different animal than Twitter is. So
MySpace was like a free website almost.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
HTML and make music when you clicked on it.
In message boards, I would go look at message boards to see how me and my friends are putting our shit over.
It was just like dirt. It was pretty much just dirt sheets.
Yeah.
At that time, like 08, 07, 08.
And when you guys did it, it wasn't just that, like, I mean, with TNA and everything, I mean, a lot of the rage was the women's division. I mean, that was the big deal, what you guys were doing over there. And that's, I don't know. I just think it's great now to look back and to see, like, it's funny to hear your stories and stuff, but you guys, like, really, really did make those names. And
Is it me or is it him that just froze?
I don't know. I feel like I'm not frozen.
TNA was ahead of the curve on the women and the X division and all that stuff. It was way ahead of the curve on that. People used to crush us too, Angel. Remember? We were garbage. We were doing like 1.5 million viewers every week. They used to crush us.
Oh, yeah.
Way
And,
ahead of the curve.
As we all know, everything is in wrestling is right place, right time, right people, right? So that was around let's just say 07, 08. Is around the time like where WWE was like, we're going to be PG. And it was like, you can't do PG in wrestling. That's my opinion. It doesn't work. That's not pro wrestling. I feel like the reason that everybody flocked to the knockouts division at that time is because that's what they wanted to see. Everybody was different. You know, WWE had 20 of the same thing, pretty much, you know? We had Roxy, who had her look. We had Kong, who had her look. We had Gail, who had her look. We had Miss Jackie, the ass kicker. You know what I mean? And then it was me and Velvet doing our thing. So thank you, Bastion. I try. But it was just, that's what people wanted to see. And, you know, Velvet and I, we were like the two, like, sex pots of the division. But that was our thing. And that's what we were kind of doing beforehand. But clearly that's what people wanted to see. And it worked. And we liked doing it. So that, and I think the ratings that we were getting at that time for being pretty much WWE's only competition at the time really showed like that's what the people were wanting to see, what we were doing.
Was that like a discussion you guys had? Like, was it, I mean, that didn't go into the thought of it. I mean, obviously, I think at that time in the WWE, that was one of the things I was just thinking of is, yeah, they had the divas and there was obvious things happening in that division. But then you guys were, I mean, you and Velvet are the beautiful people, but you're also technically sound. Like you're very good wrestlers in the middle of the ring. And
well, I love that too. And I've brought this up before that I fully understand physically. I am a very judgeable book cover. You can very easily judge it just by how I look, right? Like I get it. It's cool. Like it's a look I love.
Hey, I understand. I completely understand.
Kyle? You get it. So
that's the other reason people watch this show.
So, like I actually liked knowing that I had a very judgeable cover and then being able to go in the ring and kick ass and have people be like, oh, damn. Like she can go. And I'm like, yeah, I can. I thought that was kind of funny because, you know, I think with the look that we had, people would just automatically look at us and be like, oh, they probably suck.
Yeah,
they're hot, they probably suck. Yeah. And I was totally okay with that. I was totally okay with people thinking that way.
And so there was never like a thought that oh, this is what we're going to do to definitely be different. It was just like this happened organically that you guys were all just very good wrestlers too and had legitimate great matches.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of us I had also been backstage at TNA prior to getting hired at WWE, so like they knew me already. So more there, Terry Taylor was there. They've both known me since I was 19. And yeah, I know that Tracy and Gail were really bugging about having more females there and like maybe having some kind of a division. So I think what was so cool, once again, is just that we were all so different and everybody in WWE was so the same. And we all came straight from the indies. We weren't models that did a competition. There was just a lot of things. So when we all first started, you know, everyone was just their own singular one person character thing. Velvet and I, we wanted to do something different. We had, you know, almost right off the bat talked about being some kind of a group or a team or something. And we were the only ones that were doing that. So we knew that would set us apart and that would be like our own thing. And Vince was like, he was so open to everybody being like, hey, because we're like, oh my God, we have 10 new girls at one time. So they were open to like, us being like, this is what we want to do. This is what, you know, the way we want to go. And they were very open to ideas and working with things. So
That's awesome. Guys, you've got anything else for Angelina Love? I promised her we wouldn't keep her forever, and now we've like dragged this on with her for like an hour.
I don't feel
had so many
like it's
questions.
been dragged on though.
Yeah.
I can talk
We had to keep people watching
a lot.
No. We love having you on. I just know that your time is very valuable, so we want to be respectful of that.
It's
So
all good.
yeah, I see people in the chat talking about like Camille and Taryn fought at Power Trip, and Sandoval pointing out like people thought Camille would squash Taryn, but if you watched TNA back in the day, you knew Taryn could go. And
Taryn's wild. Taryn ain't afraid of nothing.
No, she's crazy. Yeah, she's not afraid of anything.
She took bumps I would never take. She had that last knockout standing match with
Gail,
Gail.
yeah.
Yes,
Jeez.
and then I had.
Whoops, did we lose her? Is that just me?
I thought we said last time it was me that was having the problem.
It was
Oh.
you. It was
I
you.
thought everybody was frozen but me.
I think we all thought that. We were just like,
Well, I mean, Galli, we lost too. Maybe she's going to the cookout. Who knows?
Oh,
Hey,
there she is.
Oh, there she is. Hey, we lost you for a second.
we have a
Was that
connection.
me?
Yes.
Yeah, we
Did you
lost.
guys- Oh, okay. 'Cause
It happened to me before too.
everybody's screens went black, and it was just like the loading thing. So I just kept talking. I was like, I don't know if it's just me, and people can still hear. Okay.
It's okay. You have a new nickname though, Frozen Lena.
Frozen.
Fro-
Frozen.
Fro-
Frozen.
Frozen Jelena.
Frozen. Yeah. Okay. I thought that was
Frozen
everybody
Jelena.
because
But-
everybody left my screen. Sorry, you guys. I don't know what happened.
No, you're good.
But yeah.
Well,
Anyways, I was just
at least
saying.
it wasn't
I
like
didn't-
an awkward face when you froze. It
Ter-
wasn't like you were blinking
Okay.
or
Oh,
something. So it
thank
was all
God. No, Taryn, she does stunt stuff. She does crazy shit. And then I had to be last knockout standing match against Gail number 2. And I was like, I remember some of the bumps Taryn took. I don't wanna.
Manhattan side.
We got to top it somehow. Yes. And the thing, so obviously the finish hurt. I mean, let's be real, that hurt. But
It's a good
there was
match too if
nothing.
you go find it.
Oh, we couldn't have done it more perfectly. I don't know how that happened as perfectly as it did, but I am so thankful that it did. But I was so effed up right before that. And it was from something that nobody could ever watch and guess because it looked like nothing. That fucked me up for 5 months.
Yeah, it's always the simple thing that doesn't even look like it. It's like you twist the wrong way, you do this, the next thing you know, you can't walk for the next week. But you can do the most stupid looking thing ever, and people are like, you're dead. You're like, no, I'm golden.
Nope, all good. Yeah, that's how
Right,
it
Cole?
always is. Always.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I do have. I know that one thing I want to get your opinion on is one thing we know that's happening at Always Ready coming up on June the 11th is going to be the Women's World Championship match. Camille is defending against Kylan King. Do you have a prediction on that one?
Well, I feel like the 2 matches on that card, the 2 women's matches, are going to be hard hitting. So I don't mind watching those 2 specifically from the sidelines.
Who do you think's going to come out on top, Angel?
I think it'll be Camille.
Okay.
I do.
I think
Yeah.
Camille. Yeah. You
I
think
think
you're the only one?
I'm gonna call, and this is why I never bet on sports, because if it's 50-50, I always get the wrong one. But I'm gonna say Camille and Taya will be the victors of the.
Okay.
Those
How about
matches.
the other women's match, the tag
Oh,
match? The
That's
Hex
right. There
and
is
Power.
the there's the Hex and
I
Pretty
think the
Empowered.
Hex will still retain.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I do.
They are cagey veterans. at
It
this
feels
point.
like the only people with the keys to take any of these titles might be the beautiful people, right? And so
Oh.
maybe that's what we're getting at here. Yeah.
I will
I'm gonna-
not. I would not say anything against that.
I'm going to have the betting lines up on the 1-800-DEALS hotline.
Yes.
And, that'll make me feel better. I'm very upset. Angel, the Penguins lost last night. I'm very upset. And
That's how it works.
yeah.
that does suck.
Well, Crosby was out, right? There was this whole thing with Crosby, and I mean the Leafs. God
Yeah,
love
the
them.
Leafs. Yeah.
Oh, I was
Crosby was out for game 6.
stereotype, but now I see Canadians love hockey. It is not just a stereotype.
Oh, yeah.
I was about to say she really is Canadian.
Yeah, couldn't play to save my life. It's very difficult. But yeah, but I know the Leafs, God love them. They'll get into the playoffs. They'll get into the playoffs and just shatter our hearts every year. But you know, the Lightning beat them, so that's my second favorite team. Obviously, Tampa and Florida is all in my heart. So I'm like, if anybody can beat the Leafs, and I'm okay with it, it's the Lightning.
You would have been okay if they ran into the Penguins, though, too. I mean,
I
Sidney
would
Crosby is a national treasure.
Yeah, I love the Penguins. I love them too, but mostly like for Crosby, like Letang's awesome and all that. But you know, I do love me some Sidney Crosby. Yeah.
Maybe you could answer this question for me, because this is actually kind of pertinent to somebody else. I used to know a couple Canadians. One wore a mask and was a very generic luchador, and the other guy was Steen. And I remember at one point,
generic pun intended.
I remember Generico's team lost. And I remember being like, oh, he's like, oh, it's all right, man. It's just not our year. But I also remember that when teams win, they like riot and flip cars and light stuff on fire. So I've always been intrigued by this. How come Canadians are so good with like, oh, it just didn't work out for us. It wasn't our year.
Not when the Canucks lost.
But when it comes to go, it's like just, yeah, all out. It's crazy to me. It's success seems to not be the thing that really like creates the sadness, or I just, you're so even tempered as a people. And I want to tell you, I'm jealous of it and I don't understand it. And I think it's amazing. And I wish the rest of the world was more like you. Just putting that out there.
Well, yeah, we do have like that nice, yeah, I wish Scott, I mean, let's go back to, what is it? 69.
I don't know what we're talking about.
That whole Canucks, like it was the Canucks. It wasn't the Olympics thing, right? It was
it was the Canucks. Thing. They were up like 3-1 or 3-0, and they blew it.
That was so dumb and bizarre, because Canadians don't do that. So I'm like, was that a weird West Coast thing? Was that a weird like?
We'll blame it on the West Coast.
Blame it on the West Coast, yeah. Because that does not
never happen in Ontario.
Canadians at all, or how Canadians are with hockey. Because look at how much we're like Toronto fans, for instance. Look at the up and down roller coaster of being a Leafs fan every year. You know what I mean? And that you don't ever see that stuff happen in Toronto. So let's just leave that to it was a really weird one-time West Coast thing. So I got no explanation for that, and I was so mad that happened too, because I was like, that is not Canadian hockey fans.
I'm from Connecticut, so the only team I know is the Whalers.
Who know
the Hartford Whalers? I know. Look at that hat.
Ah.
Jeez.
You know they're not there anymore, Kyle.
Yeah, but where? Neither am I. I'm not in Connecticut either.
You just shattered his dreams. He totally went and got that hat to impress her. And
I did. I was like, I know that much. Well, screw it.
Wait, hold on. Was Generico's? Can you hear me? Was Generico's team the Habs?
I can't remember what it was. I just remember they had made it far at that point, and I think they lost right at the end of whatever championship it was. And he was like, "Oh, it's just not our year."
I know nothing about sports.
It's like big rivalry between Toronto and Montreal teams.
Yeah,
it probably was the Habs, because he's from that part of the country.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. I never liked the Expos. Never cared for the Expos. Never cared for the Habs. Never even cared for the Ottawa Senators. I was
just a kid. I just like the logo on the trading cards. I was like, the Expos seem cool.
Yeah, they're now the Washington.
Didn't even know they were Canadian.
I didn't even like their logo.
No, it was goofy.
Oh. Sorry, Kyle.
What do you think, Will?
Kyle got stuck in a weird spot.
No, Kyle got frozen.
My screens went black, and I was going, "Oh, this is me. This is what she said happened last time."
Where did Joe go? Did Joe have to go eat?
Jackson said, yeah, he had to go feed his family, I guess. So that was.
We're not going to hold that against him.
His cooking segment is over with. He is now ready to move on.
He said he'll be
the
back
Deal
later.
Machine is going to feed the family tomorrow when the IB boys win the team war on Powerrr, because the Gorgon Medusa can ban me from USA. She can't ban me from Powerrr. And so we're going to be in full effect. Everybody's going to be there. Freeman, Alex, Plunky, me, and we're going to win. I just wanted to
say what you will. Danny Dealz gets the plugs in. So there you go.
I just got to tell you.
If I ever do this podcast again, Dealz, can you look more wild and wacky?
Yes.
Oh, this is like the cleanest I've ever seen him look. He's usually smoking a vape. It's flying in the air, and he's confused with the world.
Yeah.
Man,
I was about to say, usually it's like smoke's coming out of his nose while he's like leaning in on the screen. And yeah, it's there we go.
There we go. There he is.
Oh, that's what was missing. Now I know.
But listen, I am going to expect the Love Security shirt next
Okay.
time.
Okay.
Get on
I'll
the
have
ball.
to wear it like in the back and the front because it's only on the back. But
Oh, is it?
You
Okay.
can just you can just do the show turned around.
yes.
My
just-
Yeah.
favorite
All we
part of
need is
this,
your hair and
Yeah,
Love
we'll know
Security.
it's you.
Yeah. Stellar.
my favorite part is that Angelina Love is even intimating that she might come back. So that's
please,
that's
yes,
the
please.
new part. We haven't ruined this whole thing with all of this. So that's
Maybe
good.
I'll even drink some tequila.
There we go.
From
That's
What's your
Okay.
go-to tequila?
What's that?
What's your go-to tequila?
Jose.
Jose. All right.
Jose.
Yeah. And
All right.
Velvet is Patron. She is like Patron
Yes.
all day long. I do like my Jose Silver. Yep.
I remember when she was dealing with the neck injury there, I was talking to her and she's like, I can't even reach down to drink from the bottle. And I was like, you just got to get a straw, shove that some bitch right in there. And just
Listen,
go
it
to town.
wasn't even the neck pain she was devastated about. It was that.
What can I say?
Did you try Terramana? Have you tried that one yet?
Us?
The Rocks tequila?
Oh no.
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 Yeah, I've seen it around. So
I'm a little disappointed in the Rock.
I can't handle tequila. It's just, I don't like the
Really?
taste. I don't
You
like the
know what?
flavor. I don't like, it's
That is
weird.
that is so amazing because it has little to no side effects on me whatsoever. But dudes, I know dudes, large dudes, that will get like blackout obliterated from tequila. And then like little 110-pound me over here, I'm just like,
Vodka cran, gin and tonic, seltzers, just 100 calories, 0 sugar, very tasty.
but like a gold tequila will end my
Ugh.
life. End me. Anything brown I can't drink and that'll destroy me. But like silver tequila all day long, I'm cool. And I will wake up the next day and I will be like, all right, ready to go. Like no ill side effects at all. But I do recommend if you're not drinking it in margarita, which is the best, tequila and ginger ale. Bomb.
I believe my wife drinks that actually at times.
Yeah. My girlfriend Chrissy, who's allergic to everything, but has no issues with tequila because it's so pure. She'll drink it with ginger ale because it's like good on your tummy too.
I remember
What do you
Velvet making a comment about that, about it's pure. It's one of the most natural things you
Yeah.
can put in your body. And I was like, it sounds like somebody trying to validate something.
Will goes to bed at 2 in the afternoon. So what do you drink before you go to bed, Will?
Whiskey. That's it. I'm a whiskey guy.
Oh, all right. All right. That's what does it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what puts you out so
But
quick.
tequila is people that look like Kyle and Angelina drink a lot of tequila. No, not Kyle. He drinks vodka, but
Everybody thinks I ride motorcycles and I'm a badass and all this stuff. No, baby, girly drinks. That's what it is. 4 wheels, girly drinks, responsible choices. You know how they say you only live once? It's true. You got to protect that life. YOLO.
you know what? I was just
Be
trying
safe.
to help make you feel better, Kyle.
Call
But
an
if you
Uber.
want to tear yourself down, then feel free. Just stick with the person we know that's cool, and that's Angelina. And so
That's right.
People
Now,
don't look like
all the-
Angelina drink tequila.
See, now we have to get an all-female photo with girly drinks and Kyle.
Yes.
There you go. Yeah.
There it is.
Although I will say, I don't think that like drinking tequila is necessarily a girly drink.
No, I think it's pretty
No,
badass.
not at all. But like the girly can drinks that Kyle was just talking
Oh,
about.
But
I got
at the end of the day, the whole thing about saying things are girly and stuff like that is a really stupid derogatory thing. Because let's face it, as a man, when I have a cold, I can barely handle my life. I can't imagine having a uterus that'd be going against me on a monthly basis or trying to put things out of my body. Let's face it, women are much more badass than men are. It just so happens that hundreds of thousands of years ago, men figured out some way to trick everybody into believing otherwise. So thanks for you for being a part of this and doing your badassery and being a part of this. And welcome to the NWA. I hope it lasts for many, many years. Why do I wrap this up? Because I don't want to waste any more of your time.
I just thought I feel pretty good that we
I don't
had
know why
a part
anybody
2.
thinks this is a waste of time.
I don't know. No, nobody thinks this is a waste of time. I was happy that I thought
or
we
why
had a part 2.
I would think it was a waste of time. That's what-
I thought we had a part 2 with Angelina in the bag, but then Kyle started talking about uteruses, and so I think that it's ruined now. So
In a complimentary manner.
too hot for that other Jess.
Listen, I do feel like if we weren't the ones that were, basically in charge of populating the world, the Earth probably would have gone into extinction a long time ago.
Correct.
Oh yeah. No way.
Judging by the way that men handle being sick.
Mhm.
It's true. Yeah. That's
No offense, y'all, but I mean, I think
you're right.
my
Yeah,
wife
just
tells me
speaking
I'm
facts.
pathetic when I'm sick all the time. So yeah, that's true.
Was there
That's
anything
pretty
we
sad.
got to run down? Did we got to run down Powerrr, Gary, and we can?
Well,
get
yeah,
into
we're gonna
Frost
do
if
that,
she's
but
hanging out?
we're gonna let Angelina go back to her life there because she's
thanks
been
for having me,
wonderful.
guys.
Yeah, and
I
thank you
appreciate
so
it
much. for
very
doing
much.
this.
Fun
It's
time.
an honor to get to talk to you, and so we hope we do have you back soon. And
I'll see
yeah,
two of the four of you very soon in a month.
Yes.
yeah,
We've got, is that a plug
Oh,
for
you'll see me. I'll be there.
June 11th from the Knoxville Convention Center? And then we also have that going to be available on Fight if you can't be there, but if you can be, tickets at NWATix.com. That's TIX.com. They're going fast. Get them while you can. And then the night after, it's going to be Knoxville Power taping that will also have matches that will be featured on not only NWA Power, but NWA USA. And if you can't be a part of that, Monday and Tuesday, the 13th and the 14th of June, we're going to be back at Skyway Studios in Nashville, Tennessee to tape more NWA Power. Tickets available there. Again, NWATix.com for all your NWA ticketing needs.
All right, we'll take a
Cut.
sip. We're not wrapping up the whole show.
I haven't plugged anything in the meantime, bro.
Thank you
Yeah,
very
he
much,
is an
Angelina
announcer
Love.
after all.
We will see you in person as well. I'll probably be grabbing you. Will and I usually have to grab you for stuff for social media, so we'll see
Yes.
you.
All
there.
good.
Yep.
All good.
All right.
Thanks for having me, guys. Good to see you.
Yeah. Thank you. You take care.
Thanks, everybody, for tuning in.
And she's gone.
Cut her off while she was saying bye. Look at that.
I
Great.
did not do anything. She did that herself.
I guess I'm just going to have to be the last remaining eye candy right here.
Oh, look at wow.
God.
All right. That was good. All right. Well, Kevin, my day was fine. How was yours?
Pretty all right. I will tell you that
Somebody's got company.
hello.
Uh-oh.
Who the hell's at my door?
You better
Why
go
is your
check it out.
doorbell
I
saying
will
someone's at
say
your
this.
door? Isn't that
While
implied by
Kyle-
the doorbell?
While Kyle is grabbing his crazy dog, that the deal machine had run out of poly mailers, which is what you use to ship out T-shirts, on Friday. So I got more today at the Dealz house, and if you needed that Crockett Cup shirt, it is in the mail. That's what I
Ooh.
did all day.
I got a request today. Somebody asked me about.
I got a package.
Sure.
I got a package. Hey.
What did they ask you, Gary?
Oh, they just asked. They said they hadn't gotten their Crockett Cup shirt yet, and I told them to email.
Well, we had to
the
print
site,
some
but-
more, and then some people were slow on getting us their sizes and addresses, but then we got them, and the system was wacky. So then Kyle Lover turned into Killer Kyle and fixed it, and then I inserted it, and then I shipped a bunch out, ran out of the mailers, got more of the mailers today, and then shipped a ton more out. And so. And people, if you wear small, medium, large, 5X, 6X, it is gone. If you wear XL, 90% it is gone, and the other sizes about 75% is gone. So only because the postal already picked up. So it's sitting over there. It'll be picked up tomorrow. It just, but that's what the deal machine did today.
Nice.
And of course,
Yeah.
shipped out the weekend orders because there were bundles, there's new hats, there's all kinds of stuff, and I think there's a coupon code, isn't there? Will, didn't I tell him about a coupon code?
You did talk about a coupon
Yeah.
code.
NWA Fam 2.
There it is. National Wrestling Alliance.com/shop. Use promo code NWAFAM2 for 15% off. We're going to go to a quick break. Grillmaster Joe Galli's here, and he's cleaning his grill. We're going to get back in touch with him. We're going to run down Powerrr in USA if these guys are still cool with it, and we'll be right back after this discussion from Kyle Davis.
The National Wrestling Alliance and Fight brings you the ultimate streaming service for everything NWA. This is NWA All Access. For just $49.99 a year, you'll get every single NWA pay-per-view, NWA Power days before the rest of the world, NWA USA, and special fight exclusive content. All the pay-per-views, all the action, all the power. for only $49.99 a year. That's a savings of over $100 versus just ordering everything alone. To subscribe, visit fight.tv today. That's FITE.tv. Join the thousands of fans that have already subscribed to the toughest brand in professional wrestling, the NWA, wrestling as it's meant to be.
For over 70 years, one name has stood for history, legacy, and tradition in professional wrestling, and the centerpiece of that legacy is the original lineal heavyweight championship of the world, the one that started them all, known to many as the 10 pounds of gold. Now, by popular demand, you can own your very own symbol of excellence, as the NWA has teamed up with Fandu Belts to bring you the official replica of the NWA World's Heavyweight Championship. This meticulously handcrafted belt is available in two options, the original pre-2021 Glory, as well as the revised 2021 version with the UK plate updated by yours truly. Own the granddaddy of them all, the 10 pounds of gold. To order, visit fandubelts.com/NWA.
Oh, what's that? Did somebody say Fandu belts? Did
Whoa.
somebody say 10 pounds of gold?
Joey G's back. Oh,
Hey, everybody.
Look at that.
Oh,
Doesn't
look at
have
that.
some heft to it. Oh,
Wow.
wow.
Some
Look
nice
at that. I've got
quality
the
there.
10 pounds of gold. I'm the real world's heavyweight champion. That's not true. I don't want to fight anybody. But I do have this belt that I got from Fandu.com or FanduBelts.com/NWA. And it is fantastic. This thing really does. I don't know. I think Cardona was right. It's really more like 12.5 than the 10 pounds. But we'll keep it at the 10 pounds of gold. And this
Gary, I got to
baby
ask you something. Hold on
Yeah.
1 second now. When you talk about replica belts and you're holding on to something like the 10 pounds of gold, I think the thing that of most fans, and you can immediately feel like it's not a very good replica just based on the leather that they use. So explain that to me. Obviously, you could do the metal plate. That's easy to do. But tell me about the leather that's made.
I've got an old replica from about 20 years ago, and mine is nowhere near as good as these Fandu ones. Every time I look at this thing, I get upset because I say, hey, I should have one of the cool versions that they make now, one of the professional versions. But I got this signed by a bunch of former champions, so now I'm SOL. Because, Gary, you've got the good one. I've got the shitty one.
Oh yeah. They'll tell you, they do have one that's not genuine leather. This one happens to be, because Kyle was nice and helped me out here. But this is the genuine leather. This is the real deal. This is the full thing. The updated, like Aldis mentioned in the commercial, this is the United Kingdom plate there, rather than Australia. Screw Australia. I don't mean that. I don't mean
Whoa.
that.
Hey, hey, brothers down under.
Come on.
Just kidding. We've got friends that are Australia that listen to the show, and they
Yeah,
are
no,
Always
does.
ready.
Yes.
New matches booked. Gary versus a kangaroo.
That's it.
I'll lose.
Kangaroo.
100%. I'll lose.
Dick.
Hey,
But
I
listen,
helped
if you are a belt
a kangaroo
collector,
match once.
you what?
I helped shoot a kangaroo match once.
I've eaten a kangaroo before.
What haven't you done, Danny Dealz? What haven't you done?
I also ran when it came at me.
I'm sure.
I believe that.
Have you
I
seen
believe
them?
that.
These
Yeah, I
kangaroos are
did.
jacked, bro.
Have you guys ever had kangaroo since Joe's got the grill out? Have you ever had a kangaroo burger?
I have.
No,
It's
that's
lean,
terrible.
but not too gamey.
It has a lot more iron and protein.
Yeah, not nearly as good as a bison burger. Bison is top. When
I agree with you, sir.
Burger meat, but especially if you want to do a 50-50 mix and you put some bison and wild boar in it, then it's like super fatty and gamey at the same time.
Grill Master Joe Galli, tell me your seasoning technique when you're cooking
this
these
is
meats.
the wild man out here. He's like outdoorsy Joe Galli.
Let me tell you something. You can't go wrong with some of the cheap stuff here. So Uncle Chris's gourmet steak seasoning is actually pretty good
All
for
right.
anything. I'm not sponsored by them. I'm just an avid fan. Good stuff. You can find it in probably your area Walmart. But actually, I think what the thing is most important, I want you folks at home to know, this was the first time I've ever used this grill. This is a brand new grill. And I think the thing that's most important is when you get these cast iron grills here, you have to be able to season them. And that's an important thing. You can't just wash them. You don't want to put soap on them. You don't want to put water on them. What you want to do is while it's still hot is you get some aluminum foil and you spray it down. Let me get my handy dandy. And you can just do this with regular oil. You don't have to have it aerosol based, but it makes things easier. If you just spray it down with some extra virgin olive oil, EVOO, if you like to say it that way, and you just kind of scrape it down. and you're going to knock off a lot of the heavier materials that are there. All the left-offs, the little good bits that came from the bacon, that came from the burger and all that, it's all going to fall down to the bottom. And the most important thing you want to do is leave it alone. Just close the lid. Just leave it like that. You don't want to impact the cast iron that's there. If you wash it too much, you're going to wash away a lot of that flavoring, and you're actually going to open up pores into it, and it's going to deteriorate a lot faster. Just the same way that you would take care of a cast iron skillet inside your home, which I like to use when I'm making eggs and bacon in the morning as well. So just take your time, baby it. And that's the thing, is like, sometimes you don't need to wash it too much. We're always talking about wash your hands, be nice and clean, and that's all great and all. But when it comes to your cast iron, when it comes to a grill of this caliber, like I have in my backyard, you want to make sure that you're doing it the right way. And just very simple, use your olive oil, get some aluminum foil, and then just like that, it's done, baby. It's ready for the next round of ribs. That's what I'm cooking next time, guys. Next time I'm coming in, we're going to make ribs on this bad boy. Put in your comments how you want to flavor the ribs. Do you want to do a dry rub? Do you want to do a Texas style? Just slather it with the sauce? I'm good either way.
Guys, I'm not going to lie to you. In my dreams, I am as good at what Joe Galli does as he is. Every time he's doing things like this, there's a part of me that's just like, you'll catch me every now and then just being like, look at him go. He's so good. He's so talented. Man, you're a professional, and I respect the hell out of you.
I feel that way every time I get to be on a show with you guys.
In wrestling right now, buddy. Thank you. You're
I
amazing.
just speak the truth. You speak from the heart. It comes from the heart. I love my grill. I love cooking outside in nature as God intended. It's a wonderful thing. And you got to be able to just treat everything that you have. Treat all your tools just right. A grill's just a tool. Anyone can use it. Don't be intimidated. Don't be scared. You can do it. If you got some space outside, it could even be just a small balcony outside your apartment. I've been there with the charcoal grill, just the cheap one, the $30 one you get at Walmart, the little Weber grill that sits there. Fits only 2 cheeseburgers. But you can have a good time with that. You can feed yourself with that. And not only that, you get a sense of accomplishment that comes from making something delicious, and you make it outside under this beautiful Texas sky that we have here today. A little too hot, but still very beautiful. And an awesome opportunity to not only connect with your food, but to connect with nature itself.
Seriously, if I was as good as you at promos and just off-the-cuff stuff, I think I'd be unstoppable. Joe Galli, you are an art form.
You
in
are
every
unstoppable,
way.
Kyle. Kyle, the only thing that stops you is you, baby. That's the only thing stopping you.
Wow.
Joe Galli's got a
motivational Joe Galli.
Yeah, I was about to say, he's got like some online courses in his future.
You don't need to put lifts in your boots to climb to the top of Mount Everest, baby. You just need that. I'm starting to sound like Pope at this point. I'm really a little bit. Yeah, Daddy. Let me tell you something.
Let me tell you something. Follow me on the path as I tell you what it is. All right.
Let's bring this back around real quick. I love watching Joe Galli. I've never wanted to hang out with Joe Galli more than right now.
Well, fuck you, Gary.
I just meant more than right now. That's all I was saying.
What was that?
I want to hang out with him equally now than I did before.
I just meant that I have unlimited amounts of respect for you, and I thought we had
go eat my dessert like I just left to eat dinner.
Oh, listen, you're taking that all the wrong way. Anyway, Jeremiah Plunkett in the chat. We know that guy. Got to respect the brother cut of Joe's NWA USA shirt.
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
Speaking of that, tell us about USA, Gary.
Well, we can talk about NWA USA. I wanted to just establish again, we just talked about NWA All Access. You heard Kyle talk about it. Don't forget about that. $49.99 annual subscription gets you everything. And with Always Ready coming up, it includes all of the pay-per-views in that annual subscription. You want to get that. We talked about FanDu. That's the belt I had. Those belts, if you're a belt collector, legit. You want the real 10 pounds of gold, that's the way to get it. It's an amazing belt. I am so stoked about how real it is. Will actually said to me the other day, and I echo his sentiment, it's going to be my most prized worldly possession now. So don't forget about that. And don't forget about Danny Dealz giving us a 15% off code here over at nationalwrestlingalliance.com/shop. NWA Fam 2 for 15% off. That's a good deal. And also don't forget the audio version of this podcast is now going to be available on @TIPW Show. That's on Twitter, Instagram, everywhere. This is Pro Wrestling. I'm going to make sure we got an audio version of this out there while we get things settled on the NWA podcast side of things. But until then, you can find it on our podcast there. This is Pro Wrestling, available everywhere that you can listen to podcasts. All of them, Spotify, Apple, all the stuff. Let's talk about NWA Powerrr. That was this past week was a huge week, and this coming week's going to be a huge week. But Kyle Davis, I hate to start right off with you again, just because I feel like you get defensive about it for some reason. You cover your face. One of the big things I thought on NWA Powerrr was you getting to talk to Matt Taven for a second. I just wanted to point that out. This was really cool.
Matt Taven. Matt, you're a trend. Thank you for trending with me right now. And as we can hear from the crowd, you guys have become huge fan favorites since coming to the NWA.
You know, the OGK is here for one reason. We're here to win the NWA tag titles. The fans understand that as well. But tonight, we start a new trend. Tonight, I make a statement because I'm not going to lie to you. As much as I want those tag team titles, I have always looked at that NWA World title as the most prestigious title in all of wrestling. So I think that, like this, Matt Cardona, he wears purple. But everyone knows that I look way better in purple. But more importantly, I think that I would look way better with 10 pounds of gold around my waist. Because he is I, and I am him, and who am I, my man? He's Matt Taven. I'm Matt Taven.
I love the confidence.
Matt Taven putting his hat in the ring for the NWA World's Heavyweight Championship. We all love the OGK. We know him and Mike Bennett are an amazing tag team combination, but a lot of people forget, or hope maybe they forget, Matt Taven's a former Ring of Honor World's Heavyweight Champion, and he is setting the bar high here. He's saying he wants the gold, and I mean, if there's somebody that's just recently coming to the NWA that can do it, Matt Taven's got to be one of those guys, right?
Will.
I mean, aside from the comment about wearing purple, I mean, our champ, the real world's champ, yeah, he looks good in purple. He looks even better in gold. So, and it's going to stay there. So I respect Matt Taven, and I respect him coming out and throwing his hat in the ring. But, I mean, we saw a match after that. It was a no finish, but he still didn't really prove his point there. So he's still got something to prove. I mean, everybody wants the 10 pounds of gold. Gary, you want it. You bought your own. That's how bad you want it. And everybody wants it. And so at this point, much respect for Matt Taven, but he might want to hit up fandubelts.com if he really wants the 10 pounds of gold, because it's not going anywhere anytime soon.
Oh, Will with the 6-gun out.
He's spicy.
You asked my opinion. That's it.
Yeah. Kyle, what do you think?
about
That's your cousin he's talking about.
Hey, listen, at the end of the day, Matt Taven can be a single star, he could be a tag team star, but he could be a star. Just because right now Matt Cardona is world champion doesn't mean he's going to be champion for the rest of his life. There's opportunity abound. If the NWA is anything, it's a place that gives people an opportunity to grow beyond who they were when they stepped in the door. So even though right now Cardona, greatest champion, not going to say he's not. I see the merch. I'm seeing the brand recognition. We're getting exposure everywhere else. We've got a pay-per-view coming up called Always Ready. But, don't sell Taven or anybody in this company short, because anybody can be a champion at any time.
And to just piggyback on that a little bit, you may remember it was just a short time ago that Mike Bennett challenged for the 10 pounds of gold in Los Angeles in what was an absolute barn burner of a match that was like a demolition derby between two wrestlers. So I would like to think that another member, the other half of the OGK, would be very, very competitive with a person like Matt Cardona. And not only that, from a promotion perspective, I mean, Matt Taven, he is known internationally, he's known worldwide, and that's a marquee matchup that you can make some money on.
Matty, what do you think? He thinks he can do it.
Well, I don't doubt. If and when the match happens, whomever Matt Taven takes on for the 10 pounds of gold, I believe he has a legitimate chance. We also saw Camille in action on Powerrr. She took on Pale Blaze. Camille just continues to run through the competition. I will say this though, Pale this week looked fantastic and really took it to Camille. And Tom also felt the after effects from that with a nice shot between the legs there. And
listen.
Kicked him so hard in the dick his shoe came off.
It's true.
I mean, you hear about people get hit by cars and like, my shoes came off. Like this. That was a car crash to the testicular area. I just feel bad because, you know, Camille and him, they're about to be married. Just going to say, that could affect the honeymoon.
Well, there you go. Will mentioned, also, by the way, I wanted to bring up, how about this? The Matt Taven did take on Judias in that matchup right after that discussion that he had with Kyle. And the match ended in a no contest, I guess, or he won by disqualification. I can't remember the result, but it was because the Miserably Faithful jumped in there, and it was just it was a kerfluffle. Who he was saved by the Briscoes. Briscoes?
Are the Briscoes? Who are the Briscoes?
I got confused because I was watching Kyle mouth the word kerfluffle over and over again, and it threw me off.
Kerfluffle?
Kerfluffle. It's a kerfluffle.
I'm going to Google that. I don't even know if that's a real word.
Beat down, Gary, not a kerfluffle. What is this? A bunch of toddlers?
Well, it was a lot of
family
chaos.
beat down with grown ass men.
How do you spell kerfluffle?
It's KRFL.
Oh, it's British. It's informal British. A commotion or fuss, especially one caused by conflicting views. There was a kerfluffle over the chairmanship. Thank you for educating me, sir. I really thought you were just making up stuff.
Get Doug Williams in here. We got to get clear.
You know, I think that Will should be a little upset because if you're throwing out informal British language, that means you're hanging out with Nick Aldis a little too much here. Will, what do you think about that?
It's just more propaganda. I mean,
Remember
he throws
the
it in
shit,
there.
sir.
He thinks we're not smart enough to get it, but yeah, he throws it in there just to get little jabs into me.
Manchester United, oh bullshit.
Well, May Valentine had a chance to talk to Tyrus.
Please welcome NWA World's Television Champion, Tyrus. Tyrus, we all saw what happened with Mims winning the Slam Challenge. Is it safe to assume that your long hold on the title is under threat at the moment?
Myra. Under threat? Me under threat. Look, I will not doubt what Mims did was phenomenal. No one else here could do it. But that was precisely what I was looking for. I need challenges. I am preparing myself. I'm going to make history in the NWA. I'm going to have 2 titles on this shoulder. I'm going to be the first unified world television heavyweight champion, and I'm going to be the NWA World Heavyweight Champion. And the only way I can do that is by taking on the best and the brightest in this company. So I have to filter. I have to be smart. Yeah, he got me up. Yes, he slammed me. So he should be ready. He should be 110%.
Okay. And I'd love to also ask, what's with the situation that's going on between Scion and Austin Idol?
I have no comment about that.
Okay. Thank you so much for your time, Tyrus.
All right. So I would like to start off here saying that I apologize. Media has corrected me. Also in the chat, it's not Paola. It's Paola. Paola Blaze. So I apologize for that. Lesson learned. I growing as a person. I am as God made me. Anyway.
And you know what? You should really watch out, Gary, because I have it on good authority. Not only is Paola Blaze getting even better at her craft, she just happened to be right here in San Antonio, Texas this previous week. And do you know who she was with?
Who?
She was with Jazz at Jazz's training academy, the Dog Pound Championship Wrestling. Just getting a little bit tougher. If anybody's going to teach you how to be tough in the ring, it's going to be Jazz, baby. I don't know what Kyle is doing.
That's me showing behind the scenes. I had to break it down phonetically so I could always say it right. Paola.
Paola.
Powla. Yeah.
So I feel for you. I got you. I only speak one language. I wish I knew like Portuguese and all that stuff, or even a little Spanish. But I'm handsome, not smart.
We're uncultured swine, except I know classic British, apparently. But
you do. Improper. It was you're basically no slang. The dirty man's British.
That's me. That's
scary to a T.
Can I get a T-shirt that says that, Danny? Please. The dirty man's British. No, the dirty man's British. That's what.
Dirty man's British. Yeah.
All All right. Well, anyway, how are we feeling? Tyrus seems unthreatened by Mims. Should he be Joe Galli's cat, who just came on screen?
Can the cat slam Mims? No, but Mims can slam Tyrus. So just put it out
My
there.
cat is incredibly vicious, and I feel her winding up. I'm going to get a right cross from her in a second. I love you, Megatron. Her name's Megatron.
Oh, that's a perfect name.
Now,
that would not be popular with my 4-year-old.
Well, hey, you know what's great
He is
every time I go
very
to the
pro
vet,
Autobot.
Well, but every time I go to the vet, they don't call you by the person name. They call you by the pet's name when they come in. And they always go, all right, next up we have Megatron. Is Megatron here? And I'm like, yeah, Megatron's right here. It's fantastic. But
Brandon brings up an interest.
Yeah, go ahead, Gary.
No, I'm sorry. I was just going to say, Brandon in the chat's bringing up a question. My question is, does Tyrus feel like Austin Idolmania Sports Management is holding him back? Do you guys feel like Idolmania Sports Management is holding Tyrus back? Danny, as a manager,
he's on top of the world. He's the TV champ, and he's on his way to the 10 pounds of gold, or at least a shot at it. So, I mean, what's holding him back?
Yeah, Austin's a genius. I mean, I don't understand.
Do you think Austin is even mentioned in his book?
I didn't read it.
I'm still thumbing through. I haven't gotten past the first chapter. But I will tell you this. It might not be that he's holding him back, but you've got, 2 Formula One racers, and they're both going down, but maybe one track is going this way, maybe one track's going the other way. And it's not necessarily that they're going back, but perhaps they are growing apart. And maybe that's why he doesn't want to talk about it.
I don't know sports, but I'm pretty sure the racetrack always everybody goes in one direction. So if Idol's going in the opposite direction, that makes sense for Austin Idol. But I think it's probably not the way it should be going.
At least it's on brand.
Medium says, this is why I love this stream and chat with the NWA. It's real. Love all involved. Thank you guys. This helped me today. Well, we're glad it helped you because
we're an acquired taste. You either really like what goes on here or you say, what is happening? Why am I doing this? I hope you like it. I hope you're that person that goes, this is what I came here for. We're going to talk wrestling. We're going to talk life. We're going to see Joe Galli's cat. We're going to learn cooking tips. We're going to talk some smack. We're going to learn something. We're going to have an emotional moment here. Guys, thanks for joining us. Jesus, this show's an hour and 22 minutes. We don't know when to stop. I'm going to blame Angela Love for this.
We just started talking about wrestling.
The love for this because she was the guest.
We did have
she was here for an
special
hour.
guest. And
yes.
so,
Angelina Love was the best of guests, and she stuck with us for a very long time and talked about everything. So I can't blame her. I thought Joe Galli was peeing in his backyard for a second there.
He's playing catch them. Oh, what a handsome dog!
Oh, look at that
Taylor.
Dog. This is why if you're going to be listening to the audio only version of this, you need to check out the video version. Be here with us on Monday nights, or you can still watch it on YouTube. But you get to see things like Joe Galli chasing his dogs and cats around the backyard.
Kyle's not going to be one-upped. He's going to get his dog.
No, Kyle just went to get another seltzer.
We're in the bedroom, and I don't want to bother him because once I get him fired up, they're going to pay for it. So,
Scott says Tyrus's title run is going to come to an abrupt end at the hands.
Well, Mims did slam Tyrus, but he did kind of use the ropes, did he not? I don't know if that was allowed.
So, are we all supposed to drink now?
I don't know that. I don't know. We'll see a repeat of that. We got to get the rule book out. But
it's going to be
half
interesting.
those refs are corrupt because they were hired by Medusa. The Gordon.
Slamming Tyrus is one thing. Pitting Tyrus 1, 2, 3 is something nobody in the NWA has done so far. So that's the deal. We'll have to give it that.
Heart punch.
Yeah, the heart punch. Devastating. How about, we did talk with Angelina Love a little bit about her escorting the Dirty Sexy Boys out to take on the Miserably Faithful. We did talk about the Dirty Sexy Boys did come out on top on that one. Velvet, despite how Angelina played it off, seemed a little put off that she was with the Dirty Sexy Boys. Do you think there's something funky going on there now that Angelina's out of here and not hearing any of this conversation?
Nah, I think it's fine.
I think Velvet was hotter than a $2 pistol, and she was ready to throw down almost.
You were right there next to her.
I could feel the heat. I was hotter than this grill. I'll tell you that much.
Listen, I have some people that I'm best friends with, and they'll all forever have a part in my heart. And if we talk to each other after the first time in like a year, and it's just like we lost no time or anything like that. But sometimes, you don't see friends every day. You work in different places and then you come together, and sometimes you change as a person and you have needs and wants and things that you're putting out there that might not align with that friend in that moment. I think we were seeing that. I think Angelina maybe has some wants or needs that might not align with Velvet wanting the same, or I should say maybe the problem is she wants the same things, but that's just me. What do I say? Hey, we said it before, we'll say it again. Attractive people, they tend to lure other attractive people in. So really, no matter what, good for everybody involved. They're people none of us will ever be involved with.
Will, do you want to answer the question?
Ooh, go ahead, Will.
I mean, I disagree, Kyle. We are attractive people. Galli has motivated me to believe in myself. All right. So, I agree with most of what you said up until that point. But yeah, I mean, there seemed to be some tension there, but it is what it is. You put that many beautiful people together and something's bound to happen.
Speaking of beautiful people and attractive people, Newman asking, why is Terrell working with Natalia Markova? We're going to talk about that in just a minute because that's going to be a good conversation for an upcoming matchup. But media asking any word on Dango. He's noted as retired as his last match was an event in New Jersey. Well, things soon change. All I know, you guys may know more than me, but he just wrestled a match on NWA.
Let's talk about this. Hold on 1 second. How many times has Ric Flair retired?
75.
I think it's as many
relevant.
times as he's had the world title, and he's coming back again. So I don't know. The book's always open, and you never know what's going to happen. I mean, Kyle, when are we going to see you in the ring again?
Ooh, good point.
And unless all of a sudden I start looking good in spandex again, never. Although we were jokingly saying we had somebody that had a health issue come up recently, and Corgan just looked at me and goes, Kyle, can you still wrestle? And I was like, oh, only if you want people to be disappointed. The truth of the matter is that people constantly are retiring. We just saw the other week Aaron Stevens basically announcing that he was done with wrestling. And yet I got to be honest with you, I still see him popping up in conversations. I don't know if you could trust a wrestler when they say they're retiring. There's something about it where maybe they're like, I want to get out of this. I want to move on. I want to learn to retile bathrooms. Whatever that person wants to do. That was really inside, if you know what I'm talking about. Whatever they want to do, there's something that lures them back in. And, I think Dango posted online that he was done in July. I don't know if that's true or not. Who knows? Maybe he was just saying that could arise out of somebody. Maybe he really felt it at the time. Feelings change. Feelings aren't real. Whatever. I don't imagine anybody in this business staying retired as long as they're breathing.
My feelings are real.
Yeah, my feelings are real too, Kyle. It was very
No, guys.
What the hell, Kyle?
They're valid, but not real.
Jeez Louise.
God.
Your reel's this foot up your ass.
Well,
God
I
damn.
can't quit thinking about.
If you want to get really
Damn, Kyle.
you
Kyle.
It's a new match for Always
Don't be
Ready
hurting
right
my
here on
feelings.
this show.
right there. You know what else isn't real? One's perception of oneself. If 100 people think you're somebody, you mean to tell me that's not more accurate than what one person you thinks of you? Come on, let's face it. Everything is perception. The reality we live in is all tainted by the way we perceive it. Guys, it's an illusion. Retirement is also an illusion. Wrestling is in people's blood. Once they're here, they're here. Damn it. If Terry Funk was in better condition, he'd still be doing moonsaults. I'm not going to say the next comment because that was going to go way off, but never mind.
You were going to talk about somebody who's dead, aren't you? You're going to bring up a dead person.
and it's going to be somebody that was not in a good situation when it happened
If
either.
Purple was still around.
Somebody else who has feelings
I've
is
retired from
Pope.
podcasting 8 times. So, yeah.
Pope says he wants to talk to Trevor Murdoch this next week at the podium, so that's going to be interesting. It's going to be cool to see what those guys talk about. That's going to be intriguing. I love that Danny Dealz always supports me with getting back on the subject of wrestling with our show.
Yes.
All right, so here's a big one. Chelsea Green took on Kylan King and Genocide in a triple threat match for the number one contendership for the NWA Women's Championship. The Burke and Kylan King coming out on top. And
I believe Chelsea was cheated here. I'm going to forward the tape for review.
The more accurate recap of this match is it took 2 people to beat Chelsea Green. That's what we saw.
Yeah.
This is true.
I think that's a compliment to her then. If it took two people to beat her, win, lose, or draw, at least she can say that. Good for her. Doesn't get the number one contendership, but still, good for her.
Just saying.
Well, Kylan is a formidable opponent for Camille, so I'm excited to see that.
Any cool British slang formidable?
That I don't think that's not slang. I don't.
That's
know.
a regular word, Kyle.
I'm saying like a cool thing where it could be like, I don't know.
Boy.
The Commonwealth British Invasion Connection took on the Cardonas in the main event of Powerrr this week.
And I can tell you those Cardonas are trollops. I believe trollop is slang.
Kyle is 100%. He Googled British slang, and he's just going through it right
now. I'm going to.
He's just looking for words that relate to him. Trollop. That's me, I guess.
Will, I'll throw to you here. VSK taps out to the Kingsland Cloverleaf. And Aldis, all he does is win. And now we know he's got a main event World's Heavyweight Championship match against Matt Cardona. Are you feeling worried?
That's happening.
Are you feeling sorry? Are you feeling worried for Matt Cardona and his situation with the World's Heavyweight Championship?
No, not for a second. Not for a second. And this is exactly what I knew it was going to happen. I almost went into this last week.
Will's so daft.
But he tapped out VSK, who all the love in the world to VSK. He's a Cardona, part of the Cardona family, but he's not the world champion. And he wouldn't feel offended at me saying that. He knows he's not the world champion. He's there to protect the champ at all costs. And he and Mike Knox, they unashamedly do that. And they were doing a great job of that all match. And so now, because at the end of the match, there were 6 men involved in this match. All of them took part in it. And it just so happened at the very end, it was Nick Aldis who made VSK tap out. And now everybody's saying, Joe, I think you even said this on commentary at the time. Well, I think that makes the case there for Nick to have a shot. And that just blows my mind, because so you can just go tap out anybody as long as they're related in some way to Matt Cardona, and now you get a championship shot.
Whoa,
it is what it is. Listen.
This dodgy asshole looking at this. I'm going to take a hit of my bevy here, and you're either knackered or you've lost the plot, my friend, or just taking the piss, because you're throwing a wobbly right now. And let me just tell you, this is bloody shuffed. There's no way that anybody can be a part of that. I'm telling you, man. You're not going to get out of this. You're a bog. You're a bloody bog.
Wow.
I'm sure a lot of those will actually.
I don't even know how to feel
in England.
I know. Yeah, we just got banned in the UK.
You can't go to the UK anymore, Kyle. You're unbookable.
You got put on a watch list.
There, Joey G.
Look, Will, have you just forgotten that Matt Cardona was tapping in the middle of the ring at the Crockett Cup? I mean, it happened. It was already there. It's not just tapping out VSK. It's about everything that happened before then as well. Nick Aldis, I mean, he's been this steadfast person in the NWA, a real star, a true representation of what it means to be a world champion. And I've had my differences with Nick throughout the years.
It's not me, right?
It's not just you. But I'm just saying.
We lost Joe.
You lost me?
We did not.
No,
we did not.
No, we lost you, Kyle.
Guys, I'm getting out of here.
You're interrupting. He's right in the middle. He's right in
He
the
did
middle.
a spinning thing on here, and I didn't know what was. I'm out.
Don't be out. Hang on.
Nick Aldis absolutely deserves that shot at the World Heavyweight Championship.
Well,
and Matt Cardona's scared. If he wants to skirt him, that's his deal.
Listen, for the record, I have no problem with him getting another shot. I mean, honestly, hopefully this is going to put all of these, talks and controversy, so to speak, to rest when Matt Cardona beats him and there's no controversy surrounding it. And then hopefully we can just move on and move the NWA or the MCWA forward. But for me, it's the rationale behind, he won this 6-man tag match and just happened to be the guy at the ring at the end. And so, yeah, he should get a shot. I mean, it's fine. It is what it is. And I'm not, and the champ is not, complaining about having to fight Nick Aldis again. Now we're deciding a stipulation. It's already booked. It's going to happen. We're going to see it on June 11th in Knoxville. I'm excited about it. But, just this whole rationale that, Nick deserves this title shot. I mean, yeah, everything you said is true. He's carried the company. He's a star. I don't downplay any of that. But just like I said last week, I feel like there's a lot of other people in line before Nick, and he's just kind of pushed himself to the front of the line just because of the history that he has and stuff like that. So, we're going to have the match. It'll be great. But, hopefully we can move on after Matt Cardona makes it 2-0 against Nick Aldis.
Well, Scott making a point that Matt Cardona seemed to be doing his best to avoid any confrontation with Aldis in that match, but we'll see. Some may say that Cardona's done his best to avoid Aldis, but at Always Ready, all bets are off. They're in the ring together. Let's talk about USA for a second. Bobby just mentioned in there that he loved the match with Kerry Morton and Mike Bennett. That took place on NWA USA on Saturday. You can always catch that on Joe's wearing the beautiful shirt right now. And it's at noon Eastern on YouTube and Fight TV. He continues to consistently have some of the best wrestling that you'll see in the industry right now on NWA USA. No different this week when Kerry Morton took on Mike Bennett, and that was an amazing matchup. Unfortunately, Kerry just not quite ready for Mike Bennett, it didn't seem, and Mike Bennett picked up the win here after that.
There he is.
Roll through forearm that he gave it to us, like a rolling forearm, that spin. It reminded me of Kerry Von Erich. It was awesome, but both guys shook hands after the match, so it was good to see Mike Bennett make up his loss there against Aldis last week. This week, beating Kerry Morton. Kerry Morton's got a lot of potential, and I don't think that's anything off his back, losing to Mike Bennett this week.
Well, you noticed as soon as you started talking about one of his cousins, Kyle reappeared on the show.
Oh, Kyle's back.
Yeah, you can't see him?
I don't know if he can hear us because he's not reacting at all to us talking about him. I don't know if he knows he's back.
He's pretending like he's not here.
I was reading an email about Australia.
Oh, are we going?
Are you going to do Australian slang now?
Yeah.
Australian slang?
Oh, let me offend another group of people.
Oh no, Dingo ate my baby.
No, actually, Joe, you're going to get sent this email so you can see what it's about. But kayfabe.
Anyway,
about a dingo.
All right, let's keep it moving. Let's talk about, 60 Seconds is one of my favorite segments on NWA USA. You get to learn all about your favorite stars of the National Wrestling Alliance. This week, it was Gags. Apologies to anybody who just discovered the National Wrestling Alliance for the first time and you stumbled onto this live stream and that's what you saw. So it seems like some weird city mini fetish site, but Gags the Gimp
it's not.
I wonder what he smells like.
Okay.
Sinister Minister?
Leather and despair.
I'm going to say cinnamon just because it sounds right.
I mean, just Google what Sex Dungeon smells like and add some Satanist into it, and you'll probably have a combination.
Ooh.
You Google it, Kyle. I don't want to
smell
Google
of Satanists. I love that Simon and Garfunkel song.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
For anybody who couldn't see that, the Gags just was Gags the Gimp. But anyway, definitely, as Scott says in the chat here, definitely knows how to cut a promo. Another big match that happened that was brought up earlier Genocide took on MJ Jenkins, making her NWA debut, and quite a debut it was. She's very, very talented. Good to see her in the NWA ring. Unfortunately, not ready for Genocide, especially a Genocide that's coming off that loss and that triple threat, her first opportunity to get a number one contendership for the NWA Women's Championship. Genocide dispatching of MJ, and she hits the Judgment Day. It's academic. But after the match, Natalia Markova enters the ring with a steel chair and takes out Genocide. That was unexpected. So people were asking, what's the deal with Taryn and Markova? I don't know. It might have made, if this is even possible, Markova more vicious. What do you think, Kyle?
I mean, Natalia Markova has been somebody who has been, even when you beat her, you don't come out winning completely. She takes a toll on you. She's an aggressive competitor. And really, at the end of the day, sometimes I think her direction has kept her back. And having Taryn Terrell, you know, if she really wants to help her focus, she can get her right to the point where she not only will be in contention, because let's face it, everyone is always in contention in the NWA, but possibly able to even win the title from Camille. Especially with Camille, everything going on in her life. She's been defending the title nonstop. She's all over the place. She goes from anybody who comes up to her, she is willing to defend against to. At some point, you know, we talk about homicide. Are you doing too much? Are you putting yourself out there too much? Camille's just as guilty of that, as is almost every NWA champion except for Matt Cardona. And frankly, I just want to see Will have that reaction. Natalia Markova could be an unstoppable force with the right person behind her. This could be it.
I agree with that.
Interesting. All right. So,
bollocks.
Bollocks. Joe, how do you feel about, you were there at ringside, Natalia Markova sneaking out to ringside, attacking Genocide with a steel chair. What goes through your mind? You have to try to stay, I would assume, you know, just mid-level, stay calm. Joe Galli doesn't have to reflect anything except what's happening in the middle of the ring. How does a guy like you feel when you see that sneak attack?
Buddy?
Before I get to there, I'm going to backtrack just a minute because I do like to say I'd love to see the way that MJ Jenkins has evolved in her career. I remember calling matches for her in Tucson, Arizona, which feels like forever ago at the Desert Diamond Casino. And just to see the way that she's evolved as not only as a person, but as a professional wrestler. I love to see her here in the National Wrestling Alliance. I love to see that she has an opportunity here. And yeah, she came up short against Genocide, but I feel like that's going to be a learning experience for her. And I feel like we're going to see more MJ Jenkins going forward. As far as Natalia Markova, I'm not surprised. She's cutting a lot of corners. She wants to get at that top spot. She wants the world to be talking about Natalia Markova, and it's not happening right now. So she's got to do everything she can to try to make that happen, which means blindsiding people, coming out with weapons, and teaming up with what might possibly be, no offense, Danny Dealz, one of the best managers we have in the NWA in Taryn Terrell.
Don't make that face, Will. I accidentally clicked on the button. No, I love that you brought up MJ again, because you're right. I don't want to skip over MJ. MJ, I've had a chance to talk to her. Bobby in the chat likes MJ Jenkins, and the times I've talked to MJ Jenkins, I'm fortunate enough to have had some conversations with her. She seems like the real deal. She is dedicated. She is focused. She is ready for the National Wrestling Alliance. I hope this loss against Genocide doesn't set her back too much, because she's got the whole world in front of her, and Genocide is no slouch. Losing to Genocide is no skin off your back. I mean, Genocide is one of the toughest women in the industry right now. All right.
Joe gardening now? Is he weeding?
I don't know. I don't know what Joe
We have drought restrictions in San Antonio because it's been so hot and we haven't been able to rain. And we just hit the point where I could start watering my lawn. So I'm going to start doing that.
I love that he's timing the show with helping his
Plus, it's a nice water feature behind
All
me.
right. Well, the last thing that happened. Nice. Oh, wait. Look at Joe. Yeah.
Yeah, come on, look at this.
You do have a pretty backyard. Again, folks that only listen, you guys.
I've got a pretty backyard.
Okay.
Actually, Kyle does have an outdoor shower. Backyard. I will give it to Kyle. He has a better looking backyard. That outdoor shower is spectacular.
All right, let's move this thing along and let's talk about Colby Corino took on Caprice Coleman in the main event on NWA USA. God, Colby Corino just feels like he's unstoppable right now. But Caprice Coleman also, by the way, love having that guy in the NWA in the ring. I know people are familiar with him a lot from Ring of Honor, just at the announce booth, but or on commentary. But Caprice is a fantastic professional wrestler. Unfortunately, you're in there with Colby Corino, and who seems to know every trick in the book. You know, I don't want to speak out of school, Danny Dealz, but he used seemingly the loaded hand. I don't know. Something was there. Something was different.
Loaded hand.
I know. I was going to say glove. He didn't have a glove, but something was in his hand, Danny. I know that something was in his hand. This feels like the second time in a row I've seen this happen. Action Mike Jackson. Caprice wanted to avenge that defeat at the hands of Colby Corino and ended up succumbing to the same deal here.
I think that Colby's just been studying a lot of Frank Dukes, and he just has it down.
I think he had an international object in that hand. Not a foreign object, an international.
That's rubbish.
Right in there.
Come on. There's no evidence. There's no evidence that points to that.
Except for all that video evidence that we saw.
Yeah,
definitely saw.
See it.
I
didn't see it either.
All right, catch the replay, folks. Watch it now.
Watch
YouTube.
NWA USA. It's available on the YouTube channel.
You won't
can
see
check that out. All right. Well, I don't know where Kyle went again, but we're gonna start.
He probably went to his backyard. He wants to show it off. Mad
He's going to take a shower.
My backyard. I think I would love for Kyle Davis to take a shower on this podcast.
I think that would be amazing.
It's a bit much.
And I don't doubt that you're 100% accurate on that. But
folks, ladies and gentlemen, next week, not only will I be making a delicious rack of ribs on this grill, I will also be taking a shower live on the air on this podcast.
You can only get
Would
this
not
on
shock
the NWA live stream. Everybody else has got to be like sold up and professional. Not in the National Wrestling Alliance, folks. You get Joe Galli on the grill. You get Will in the Purple Lounge, whatever's happening there. You get Danny Dealz in the Dealz house. Yeah. And that's you only get it here. Hey, I'm gonna, even though Kyle's not here right now, I'm gonna let his voice do the talking here again. And we're going to talk about Always Ready coming up on June the 11th. If you guys are down with that, to stick it out for just a little bit longer here. Probably. As soon as I hit the button.
Yeah, where'd it go?
June 11th, the National Wrestling Alliance returns to pay-per-view with NWA Always Ready, live from Knoxville, Tennessee. Scheduled to appear, NWA World Heavyweight Champion Matt Cardona, Nick Aldis, Trevor Murdoch, NWA World Women's Champion Camille, Chris Adonis, NWA World Television Champion Tyrus, and many more. Tickets on sale now at NWATix.com. That's NWATix.com. The National Wrestling Alliance. Wrestling as it was meant to be.
And as Joe Galli predicted, we are in Kyle Davis's backyard.
I thought we were going to have a backyard off. And I have one thing that I'm prideful about, and it's my backyard. And that's why I was like, hey, I want you to come with me. Check this out. Does that look like a tropical
Now I got to turn my lights on.
Look at this.
You do look like you're in a tropical paradise. That's pretty amazing.
Go for a little walk here. Here. Let me just la. Let's go down this little path here. What's that? That's a traveler's palm. Nicely trimmed. Had to go that. Some irises, all sorts of things here. That's a bird bath, a little metal bird in it. I don't know if you can see that. That's a puppy dog. I just want to let you say, come on, let's go. Let's keep on going. Maybe you want a papaya. That's growing right there. I'm going down here. Jaunting. Ooh, let's go under the little beautiful paradise here. Oh, hold on. I hear water. I'd show you the outdoor shower, but my wife's in there. Anyway, we can't go that way right now.
No, by all means.
Please interrupt her.
I heard water, and at first I thought maybe it was raining out, but it turns out it's that. But look at this. You can hear the waves in the distance, guys. I'm just going to tell you this. If you ever have a career that stresses you out, quit your job, sell your house, move to the beach. I'm just going to say that.
All right. Kyle Davis showing us his backyard. Guys, you want to tune into the YouTube version of the show just to see that. Also, something you want to tune into, is always ready on June the 11th, coming to you from Knoxville, Tennessee. This is going to be a huge pay-per-view. Of course, our champion, Matthew Cardona.
Yes.
He's Danny, don't look so confused. I'm sorry.
You forget his name too. I mean,
no. I wasn't sure if I should say Matthew Cardona and make it all like professional sounding or whatever. Anyway, Always Ready is happening, and it's Saturday, June the 11th, Knoxville Convention Center. Tickets are still on sale at NWATix.com. Somebody help your boy Medium in the chat out. He's only an hour out. He just says he doesn't have a way to get there, so if somebody could hook him up, that would be nice. And he wants to get there, and everybody should want to get there because it's going to be a huge card. Not to mention that the very next day, you've got Knocks Out. And that's going to be Sunday, June the 12th. Tickets are on sale now for that as well.
We got to get you the updated graphic for that, Gary. Come on now.
Oh, sorry. Do I not have the updated?
It's got Mike Knox on it. It's a show.
Oh,
come on.
Oh, I did see that. I'm sorry. It's Knocks Out. Yeah, you want to be there for.
And listen, Gary, I want to just stop you for a quick second here because
please.
Not only are we having this wonderful show and tickets are flying off the shelves, but we are partnering with a lot of charitable organizations in the Knoxville area. You know, we at the NWA, when we come into a town, we come into a territory, we really want to make an impact, not only with the wrestling fans that are there, but with the community at large. And so I'll make a big announcement here. This is breaking news, ladies and gentlemen. Breaking news is happening right here on this podcast. We've partnered with the University of Tennessee's Veterans Department, and we are setting aside several tickets for veterans who have served this country. They'll all be sitting together. They'll all be having a great time. And we wanted to make sure that the people who have served this country have an opportunity to come, bring their family, bring their kids, and have a wonderful time and watch the best wrestling on God's green earth. Not only that, the Kazana family, Joe Kazana, AJ Kazana, I mean, they're been in the wrestling business for decades. They have formed a partnership with a local children's hospital as well. And not only will we be offering tickets to those frontline workers that have been there throughout this entire pandemic, taking care of the most vulnerable people we have in the world, and that is our children. That is sick children in the Knoxville area. And not only are we offering those frontline workers and their families opportunities to come to the show for free, but we are also going to be having our wrestlers, a small number of them, can't crowd the hospital, but we'll have a small number of them, mostly our champions that are going to come and visit those kids Sunday morning. They're going to be heading to the Children's Hospital in Knoxville, and they're really going to make their day. So I think the word that I would like to tell all the folks out there that are watching this or listening to the podcast, you know, the NWA, we're really a small business, and we like to make a major impact on all the places that we go to, whether that's going to be Knoxville, or whether that's going to be Nashville, or whether it's going to be Atlanta or St. Louis or anywhere in the world. Wherever we're going to go, we need to make a major impact with the people that live there, and maybe the people who might not be in a position to purchase a ticket to see good wrestling. But we want to make sure that you can. And so we are going out of our way, and we are working with Joe Kazana, a wonderful local promoter who's been in that area for decades. You may recognize him from Smoky Mountain. As a matter of fact, he's working a charity event with the one and only Glenn Jacobs tomorrow, Tuesday, in the Knoxville area. And we just want to make sure that people know that, you know, not only are we there to have a great show and come back to Knoxville and bring the NWA back to a place where it had an enormous amount of prominence in the 60s, 70s, and 80s. But we're reaching out to the members of the community, and we want to hear from you as well. So if you're watching this and you happen to be a member of a nonprofit in the Knoxville area, if you know somebody who, you know, maybe just needs a helping hand out there, let us know. Let me know shoot me an email, jgalli@nationalwrestlingalliance.com. Slide into my DMs on Facebook and on Twitter, because we really want to make sure that everybody who wants to be a part of this, no matter where they are in this world, no matter what their status is economically, what their status is in their health, we want to make sure that they can enjoy the best wrestling on God's green earth. And so that's what we're doing in Knoxville. We are going the extra mile. We are doing things that other wrestling promotions do not do. And we're making sure that the community can be there and really have a good time. And whatever's troubling them in their life, all the struggles, all the trials, all the tribulations, all the weight that's on their shoulders, at least for one night and maybe 2 nights, since we're there with Knocks Out, that weight can be just lifted off just a little bit, and they can enjoy professional wrestling as it's meant to be.
I got to be honest, I just got chills. I've never felt more proud to be a part of a live stream with such a good group of guys and the things that the National Wrestling Alliance is doing.
And Kyle's back. He missed my whole pitch. He missed everything.
I heard it. I heard the beginning of it. And when I changed over from the phone to the laptop, I was thinking Joe is really making sure that the brand and everything is doing that community outreach, helping out and making sure that everybody knows that we appreciate the fans, because basically without the people in the world, we'd be nothing. That I'm very happy that this company's able to do that and everything. And Joe is one of the big proponents of that. So Joe, thank you for being a better person than I.
That's not true. That's not true. Kyle has been integral in this as well.
Just want to give you credit where credit's due.
I love both of you guys. I love the National Wrestling Alliance, and this just further cements that the National Wrestling Alliance looking out for people. Mr. William Patrick Corgan always looking out for our veterans and frontline workers as well. So we are certainly appreciative of that. And I'm glad that you mentioned while you were discussing there just what the Kazana family has been doing. And a lot of people ask us on social media, in the chats, about AJ Kazana. He's made quite the impact since showing up on the National Wrestling Alliance scene. And, happy to announce that always ready. He's going to be there. There's a huge triple threat tag team match going on with the Fixers and then Kerry Morton teaming up with his father, Ricky Morton. And then they're taking on AJ Kazana and a mystery partner. We have no idea who that's going to be.
Who could that be? Look at
that. I'm so wait to see what happens here. Seeing a person that's just completely enveloped in the shadows. I think that's going to be a real distraction, especially for the Fixers, because you can't pour cereal on something you can't see.
I'm just based on the outline alone, I'm thinking it's William Patrick Corgan himself.
I think it's Kyle.
Oh my God. No, I have no neck. That person has the neck.
What if it's former NWA World's Heavyweight Champion Adam Pearce?
Your uncle.
Oh, whoa.
Uncle Pierce.
I can see that.
Kyle's uncle.
You know, I have heard a rumor that the individual that AJ reached out to is somebody who once upon a time did have a connection to the NWA. So, I mean, I feel like these are all valid things. And I can't tell you that rumor here. But if it turns out to be true, exciting.
That is interesting. So that's going to be a huge tag team triple threat. Another tag team match that's going on. How about this for the women's NWA Tag Team Championship? The Hex are defending once again against the pretty empowered Ella Envy and Kenzie Page. Now, this has happened previously on an NWA Power Trip episode that we've seen, but these guys, they've got the Hex's number. They sound very confident. Kenzie Page has been in the ring with the best of the best in the world. Could this be the time that somebody takes these titles off the Hex?
Nah.
I mean, Pretty Empowered, from my understanding, are kind of local to that area there, so they know what they're getting into. And at the end of the day, you know, we just saw the Hex was on a world tour. If you're traveling abroad, it wears you out. It takes its toll on you. You're not eating the foods you're used to. You're not getting the rest you're used to. You're not doing all that. If they are going against two people that are fresh and ready to go, that don't have to put in that grind like they have, again, I've said it before, I'll say it again, anybody can be a champion at any time in the National Wrestling Alliance. These two individuals, Pretty Empowered, Ella Envy, Kenzie Page, they've been putting in the work, they've been putting in the hours, but they're also getting the rest that they need. I give them the advantage over there. This could be the time where the Hex marks the spot, not in the way the Hex wants.
Danny, you didn't sound so confident for the Pretty Empowered.
The Hex have been back from overseas for a few weeks, too, so I don't think that plays a factor. I just think that the cagey veterans will come out on top. That's all. You know, I mean, Kenzie has home field advantage for sure because he's from Knoxville. But you know that once you get in the ring, it's neutral territory. I don't know. I just think the Hex are. But that's just me. I mean, I don't know. You know,
but I'm a server at a chain restaurant right now with all the flair on your shirt.
Well, yeah. See, this right here, because I put out that that coupon code too, and I have some pin bundles, right? I have all these pins, right? You get 4 for $20, and I have enough to where if you get 2, you get 8 different ones. After that, I can't guarantee that. And then I have, these pins too. I put these pins up. These pins don't count. These are sold separately. These are in the bundle. These don't. And then I got a shirt. I'm like, Will, look at me, huh? So I want to make sure everybody knew. That's all.
Will, I just realized you're inverted.
I'm inverted.
Yeah.
As a person.
No, your video.
Yeah.
You're AWA.
Introverted.
On.
Yeah.
The word.
I'm introverted. Yeah. No, I do that because it freaks me out if I'm not mirrored and I'm moving opposite directions and I try to fix my hat and stuff. So yeah.
That is true. You will see me constantly during these feeds go.
Pins are heavy.
I love that at least once per show we get to see a lot of skin from Danny Dealz. So that's nice too.
And don't forget.
Great nipples, Danny.
Yeah. I don't know what he's pointing at, but if it involves the code NWAFAM2 for 50% off at nationalwrestlingalliance.com/shop.
Maddie's hat. That's it.
Oh, Cardyland. Oh, there's
I like it.
I found that stuff. I put it on sale. I put it back up.
The traumatic era of the NWA.
This has been a marathon.
That's a golden
show.
era.
Amazing.
That's a golden era, Kyle.
Yeah.
I
have a Carnyland
some of the
t-shirt.
content we put out, it was fantastic.
I remember at one point in time, there was a clip of me on there and I was making a phone call. And I remember that I found out the way we can get past COVID restrictions was I heard the rumor that Billy Corgan bought a haunted cruise ship and that we were going to be taping Powerrr on a ghost ship because going forward, there was no rules and there was no restrictions on a ghost ship.
That would have been awesome.
That would have been amazing.
That's a fact, actually. That's maritime law.
And then the other thing I came up with is that we would all be filming Powerrr for the coming season to bypass the COVID restrictions. We would all be replaced by dogs. And then I was like, I get to be a beagle. Arf, arf. That's what I think of Carnyland. Do you know that neither of those actually made it to air? But what also didn't make it to air was Tim Storm taught school at one point. I was in the classroom, and he wouldn't let me use the bathroom, and I wet myself on the cutting room floor. I have the footage, cutting room floor. Thanks, Tim Storm.
I think those things should still make their way to air at some point. But him in 420, what's causing all this? I don't know.
Yeah, he's talking about the show as part of Carnival.
Yeah,
that was a great show.
I was Nick's political advisor.
So yeah, I didn't.
He would have won the mayor race.
Guys, last night I had a nightmare that it was the morning of Always Ready. My hair had grown out awkwardly with my bald spot showing because I forgot my razor. I couldn't shave the head. I looked like garbage. I had the wrong suit. I forgot my tie. I did not have any of the line sheets that I needed to know who was going to be on the show, so I couldn't do the broadcasting right. I forgot what floor my hotel room was on, so I was lost there. I kept on getting texts from Corgan and from Joe saying, "Where are you? We're about to start the show." I missed everything. It was every 30 minutes I'd wake up in a cold sweat and I go back to sleep and the same shit would happen again. So if anything,
everything's cool about Florida except Kyle randomly disappearing.
What is
and here's the thing, Kyle.
Life. I pay well for internet. I don't know why it's not working.
Kyle, I don't want, and spoiler alert for the folks who haven't seen it, but, if you go and you watch Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, you would know that everything that's happening in your dreams is actually just what's happening in an alternate universe. So there is some alternate universe version of Kyle
that's failing miserably.
Having the worst day.
So be glad you're in this universe.
There's nothing like when somebody's coming to the ring and you start announcing them and it turns out it's not even that person. That happened in the dream too.
Also, that happened in real life too. Not that anyone's going to know about it. Thanks to some fantastic editing.
What's super disturbing is there's an
and if I don't see them, I'm not going to call them.
What's super disturbing too is there's an alternate Gary apparently that's trying to deliver a Trapper Keeper full of TV title notes to Tyrus and can't find him anywhere at Skyway Studios. That's a dream I've had once. All right, let's
Do you still use a Trapper Keeper, or like
no?
It
was alternate universe, Gary, where Trapper Keeper's still around apparently.
Dark Gary.
Dang.
All right. How about this? You want to keep talking about tag titles? How about the men's tag team championship? La Rebellion versus the Commonwealth Connection. This is going to be huge. Only one team in the National Wrestling Alliance has ever beaten La Rebellion 2-on-2 tag team style. And that's the Commonwealth Connection in the Crockett Cup. Now they get a tag team title shot. Does lightning strike twice? Does the Commonwealth Connection?
No.
Whoa.
No.
All right.
No.
Okay.
Wow, that's emphatic.
Well, you know what? Maybe. I still think Davey Boy should be deported. But, maybe. Like we discussed before, Douglas, being a old English gentleman, probably knows all the trade secrets of Peter Cushing and probably knows how to defeat some werewolves. So maybe.
And I also saw on Twitter, for you folks out there that are interested in this type of thing, and I did not see exactly how many years ago it was, but on this day, some amount of years ago, he won the X Division Championship against Amazing Red today. Fun anniversary for Doug.
And who was Amazing Red's brother? Crimson, Anthony Mayweather. Look at that NWA connection.
Okay. Well,
does Gary have a doppelganger? We all do.
Yeah.
We all do. We just don't know them. They exist.
That's true. I've had
Other
people
Gary, if he's in your house right now, just give him a shout out and say, "Hey, other Gary."
Hey, other Gary, what's up? How about this match? Taya Valkyrie making her NWA debut. She is here to take on Natalia Markova with Taryn Terrell. Natalia, we've talked about, has been more vicious, but is she vicious enough to take on La Wera Loca, Taya Valkyrie?
I don't know. Taya's crazy, so we'll see. And she's jacked too, so I don't know. I think old Natalia might be in trouble.
Angelina Love herself was on here earlier, if you're just joining us, and she said this was going to be hard-hitting and vicious. That was her prediction for this match.
Yeah, I'd go with that.
So, going to be interesting to see these two go head-to-head. Another match to look forward to. At Always Ready, Tyrus puts his TV title on the line against the only man so far that's been able to slam him. That is Mims. I don't know. Is the TV title finally going to change hands?
No.
That's an uphill battle.
Is that rhetorical?
That's an uphill battle.
Mims only slammed him because he used the ropes. He cheated. So I don't know that that's going to happen again.
Listen, I'm all for the underdog. It could be his time. The right place, the right moment, the right crowd behind him. People could do amazing things. Mims could do something incredible. He could dethrone Tyrus of the World Television Championship at Always Ready.
All right.
He's what about a Clarksville native? But like I said, that is an uphill battle all the way. Talk about momentum when it comes to the sport of professional wrestling. I don't think anybody's got more momentum in the sport than Tyrus with his book coming out. He's on every channel. Everywhere you look, it's Tyrus, Tyrus, Tyrus. Mims, I'm praying for the kid. I mean, boy, oh boy, what an upset that would be. But he is certainly the underdog.
Well said, Joe Galli. What about the national title? Jax Dane has to put his national championship on the line against the former champion, Chris Adonis.
Haas fight.
It's gonna, yeah, well said. Haas fight. That's going to be exactly what this is. Two big, beefy men beating each other up in the middle of the ring. Chris Adonis is a two-time national champion. Jack Stane's a two-time national champion, current national champion. Does Chris Adonis have what it takes to take the title off of the date of it? I don't know that he does.
Look, it's all going to come down to who can get to their big move first. If Chris Adonis can lock in that master lock, I don't see anybody getting out of it, even Jack Stane. If Jack Stane goes to pop that trunk on Chris Adonis, I don't think he's going to be able to get out of that trunk, and he's going to be down for the 3 count. So I don't think this match is going to last too long. These guys are going to come out there full bore, atomic weapons, looking to end this thing quick.
And we've also got a women's championship match when Camille has to defeat Kylan King, fresh off her victory last week in a triple threat to become the number one contender. Kylan King takes on Camille for the Burke, the women's championship. Is Kylan King, is this the return of the King? Does she have what it takes to defeat the Brick House?
Did you just make a Return of the King, a Dungeon Siege Tale reference in this podcast? Starring Jason Statham and Burt Reynolds?
I mean, I would have gone with Return of the King with Lord of the Rings.
One? Oh,
Yeah.
no, come on now. If anybody likes a crappy B movie.
I was about to say, you want to talk about a real fun movie to watch with friends, though. What you just mentioned is...
Oh, my God. Is it bad? Burt Reynolds takes 45... Or no, he takes like 4 minutes to die. But anyways, back to this match, though.
Potato farmer Jason Statham goes on an adventure. If you guys haven't seen that, Joe Galli is talking to you about a classic. So,
nevertheless, though, Kylan King, I think, is probably one of the most imposing opponents that Camille has faced since holding on to the Burke. And she's going to give her a run for her money, and it would not surprise me if she was able to become the new NWA World Women's Champion.
All right. Well, then
Roddy Caps does not agree.
No, he says Camille ain't dropping that title. And Scott even saying, I like King, but she's definitely the underdog. But Bobby's excited to watch the match. And so that's really what this is all about. How about this, though? The main event of the evening is going to be our world's heavyweight champion, Matt Cardona, is going to be defending that championship against the former multi-time champion, Nick Aldis, one of the top 5 longest reigning champions of all time. And, man, we don't know yet what that stipulation is going to be. According to rumors, Matt Cardona has requested a death match. According to rumors, Nick Aldis has requested a cage match. President William Patrick Corgan has yet to determine which one of those matches is going to happen. If any, he's going to decide on a stipulation. We're supposed to hear that tomorrow night on NWA Powerrr. But in any case, is this the time that Matt Cardona returns the championship to its rightful owner, the national treasure, Nick Aldis?
Wow, what phrasing!
I can't believe you said that with a straight face.
Oh,
good job.
I mean, I had a slight smirk, to be fair.
Yeah.
I think a Kyle Davis on a pole match, but no, I think Cardona. But Will, you take it away. Take you tell.
But everybody knows my take on it. I said it earlier. The stipulation doesn't matter. It's purely for entertainment purposes. What kind of match we're going to get to see, the outcome's going to be the same either way. So, I don't feel like either stipulation gives either man an advantage, other than Matt Cardona has an advantage no matter what the stipulation is. So,
let's
fun to find out.
Let's just say, for argument's sake, that the deathmatch king himself gets what he wants, which, as we've seen over the past few weeks, Matt Cardona is getting exactly what he wants. The pay-per-view is named after his catchphrase. We're going to be playing his music throughout the entire show. It's all going to be about Matt. Let's just say he gets the death match. Does that really put him in the more beneficiary position of that matchup? I would argue that perhaps it does not. Because you may remember when Nick Aldis was in the hunt for the NWA World Heavyweight Championship the first time against Tim Storm, it was at the House of Hardcore in a no disqualification match, which all kinds of the same sort of death match stipulations were involved and all kinds of the same hardcore stuff. Nick Aldis can get hardcore. He can go to that place. We've seen it time and time again. So I don't think that Matt Cardona has an advantage, even if he gets what he wants with a death match.
Well, Scott in the chat is arguing that the only reason he wants a death match is because it will allow for more outside interference. So he's got the Cardona family. So that's what Scott seems to be implying here in the chat.
Well, Nick's not a loner. He's got a crew. So I don't think that gives either one of them more of an advantage.
Yeah.
We saw that
Well,
at
then
Rocket
Britt
Cup.
Brothers
All
walked
the
around.
crews were involved.
All right. Well, it's going to be interesting to find out. I think we'll have more of an estimation on what to expect after tomorrow night's NWA Power, when we're supposedly going to get the stipulation announced officially.
In which the Ill-Begotten will be victorious.
On tomorrow night's NWA Power?
Yes, and Team War. Yeah.
I think you're right. Yeah, let's talk about NWA Power really briefly. Tomorrow night, a big NWA Power going on at 6:05 Eastern, only on Fight TV. You got to have NWA All Access. What's the matter, Danny? Oh, I thought you said something.
I didn't, but we're not on that poster right there. I don't know why.
No, you're not. You're not on the roster poster. But we'll
I'm
talk about
right now. They are on though.
Supposedly going to be a non-title match. The Hex are going to be taking on Maddie and Kinsey Page. That's going to be a cool match to see.
I just saw Maddie in action. She's the current RCW Women's Champion here in San Antonio. She is looking like $1 million. As is Kinsey Page. This is going to be a great tag match.
Ooh, love that. Big fan of Maddie. And then also our boy AJ Kazana, we've talked about a lot, is going to be taking on Colby Carrino in a singles match there. That's going to be cool. I like both these guys. Both these guys have all the potential in the world. It's going to be interesting to see what happens when they run head-to-head. What Danny Dealz has been referring to is this Bad Daddy Team War.
That is a big graphic. There's a lot of meat in that graphic.
It's true. The Ill-Begotten take on Jax Dane, and the End, and then Gold Rush is also in this. So you got Rush Freeman, Jeremiah Pluckett, Alex Taylor taking on Jax Dane, Odinson, and Perro, and versus Jordan Clearwater, Black G's, and Marche Rocket. That's a lot in the ring all at one time. Team War, this is a big one. And I assume we're all on the side of the Ill-Begotten's got this one in the back.
Oh,
right?
yeah. Oh, yeah.
I will have to say, if you're looking at social media and the things that have been posted in the last couple of days, Jeremiah Plunkett, I think he has the strongest promo going forward into this match. So if you follow him on social media, I hope you get to see what his version of Douglas MacArthur is. But also, like just the heat that's coming from. Look at all of these top competitors that are all going to be in one match. I'm excited for this one.
It's going to be a big match. I'm excited about it too. And then, of course, we've talked about Natalia Markova 100 times. She keeps making her presence known in the National Wrestling Alliance. Well, she's finally up against Mickie James, the legend herself. Mickie James versus Natalia Markova in a huge matchup. I can't wait to see this one and to see if all that viciousness out of Natalia, how it's going to stack up against somebody like Mickie James, who has seen it all. It's going to be exciting. That's all tomorrow night on NWA Power, 6:05 Eastern, only on Fight TV. If you're a member of NWA All Access. And guys, I know we're running late, and so we won't stick around too much longer, but just for the folks that have stuck it out this long, let's have a little fun just for 1 second. What about this news? I'm sure that finally Kyle will have something to say here too. Ric Flair's recently announced he's in training to make a return to the ring. Matt Cardona, as you'll see on the screen, has been taunting him constantly. Cardona versus Ric Flair for the NWA World's Heavyweight Championship. Do you want a shot at being the 17-time champion? Cardona, our world's heavyweight champion, is taunting Ric Flair. Would you want to see Matt Cardona versus Ric Flair one more time?
Are we really asking my opinion? Because this is not going to be a positive opinion whatsoever.
Me neither.
Matt Cardona is somebody who has a legacy that he's building day by day, championship by championship. And at the end of the day, being in the ring with a man in his 70s with a pacemaker, if something bad was to happen, he would forever be tied to that being a memory that he'd be tied with. Matt Cardona, sure, it's great to say you beat the former world's champion Ric Flair, but if something horrible was to happen because of that man being in the ring with him, it could possibly taint Matt Cardona's. I want to see that. Let bygones be bygones. You've had a great thing. Let's not taint that legacy in the end.
Danny, you had thoughts as well.
Was that too honest? Should I have sugarcoated that?
No, it's no. Yeah, I mean, hey, you know,
we put up at the beginning of this show every week. The opinions expressed here do not necessarily reflect the opinions of the National Wrestling Alliance or any of its members or any of that stuff. So I think,
I don't know that he can get in the ring, but he's not. No. I'm good. But hey, listen. I mean, if Cardona wants to do it, he can do it.
All right. Anybody else got any thoughts they want to add before we wrap this show up tonight? We've gone super long. We're almost at like 2.5 hours. We're like a pay-per-view right here you just got for
I'm
free.
glad I took a dinner break. Maybe you guys should incorporate
I'm starving.
an intermission. My God.
No, I know. I haven't had dinner. No, I just,
I'm
like
on the Deal House right here.
I expected Angelina Love to give us 15 minutes, and
I
the
know,
lady
yeah,
was willing to like, hang
We
out.
did 45 minutes right there.
Yeah.
But,
And
so
remember,
good.
folks, if you have stuck with us this long, we will be coming to you live from Kyle's outdoor shower next week. So be sure to tune in.
All of us will be in the
live
shower
at.
together.
Big enough to fit all of us in here too. We just put lights
Come
in
on
it.
now.
And then last night, with a headlamp on so I could see in the dark, I put some shelving in there too.
And
Oh,
15
I can't
minutes
wait.
from now, Powerrr is going to start. So we're just going to. We were going to try to make it, but.
All
It's
right.
like a telethon.
Well, thanks for everybody for hanging out with us. We appreciate all of you. God bless you for being here this long. You can find us all on social media. You know how to find us. You know how to find the NWA on social media at NWA. And don't forget, Danny Dealz is generous enough to offer you a very, very special deal this week. NWA Fam 2 gets you 15% off of everything in the National
Ends
Wrestling
tomorrow.
Alliance.
Got to do it tonight.
Oh, so you got to do it tonight.
The quick
So
one.
there you go.
It's for the people who stuck with us the whole time while we were taking showers and eating barbecue and all that.
Love it. All right. So everybody in the chat, get on that. NWA Fam 2, 15% off. NationalWrestlingAlliance.com/shop. If you need the audio version of this, you can find it. This is Pro Wrestling. Make sure to check that out everywhere you can find podcasts. We love you guys. Anybody have anything else you want to add before I send this into the ether?
I just can't imagine anybody sticking with us at this point, guys. Thank you for
They're there. They're watching.
being a person that could just survive a long ass excursion with us. Because 2 hours and 21 minutes, I'm drowsy, and I think it's just because of this tall boy right here. But at the same point in time, guys, thank you for your support. Thanks for being a part of this. Let's not drag it on any longer. Angelina Love, we should have had you at the top,
God bless
at
you,
the
Angelina.
back end, and then we would have made the front end a lot faster. Because really, we did the best at the beginning, and we've just been trying to make up for time since then.
That's all that matters. We got to win the quarter hour off the top. Television, baby. That's all
That's
we
it.
need.
That's it.
Don't change that
Go run the
channel.
whole show.
Don't click around. What was it that Gary Shandling used to say? Don't click around.
We love you guys. Seriously, thanks to everybody for being here, everybody who hung out with us. And until next time, like Wrestling with the MMA just dropped in the chat, you guys enjoy your gravy cake.